Chapter 101. Humph, there's nothing to be surprised about. Of course I know he's a Namek. Vegeta was not surprised. Because Vegeta has been to Earth before, and has also been to Namek. Therefore, it is a very normal phenomenon that there are Namek people on Earth. You know everything. Nappa was slightly stunned. In addition to having excellent combat abilities, Namek also possesses incredible skills. Vegeta snorted, Dragon Ball must have been created by him. Hey, who is this guy talking to? Klin was stunned and asked Piccolo. He should be talking to his companion. His companion seems to be called Vegeta. Piccolo said. From what he said, Piccolo, you seem to be a Namek. Klin said again. Small. Then I'll eliminate these minions first. Vegeta, you don't mind, right? Nappa said to Vegeta with a smile, there are 3 people in front of me, a bald man, a Namek, and a child, who should be Kakarot's son. It's up to you, just keep the Kakarot for me. Vegeta said. Okay, let me warm up first. Nappa smiled and looked at Piccolo and the other 2. Come on, all 3 of you. I'm going to destroy all 3 of you. As he spoke, Nappa took off the detector on his eyes. If you tell me where the Dragon Ball is, I might be able to spare your lives. Nappa said with a smile, the Namek people are nothing to me, just a fly. Yes. Thank you, I finally figured out my identity. Piccolo chuckled, you'll know if it's a fly if you try. It seems like you're not going to tell me the whereabouts of Dragon Ball. Nappa bared his teeth, feeling a little unhappy. I came here looking for Dragon Ball. I want to become a Super Saiyan. How can I find Dragon Ball if you don't tell me? In that case, I'll teach you a lesson until you tell me the whereabouts of Dragon Ball. Nappa's face turned cold and he put the detector back on. Nappa pressed a button on the detector. Combat power 985, 1225, 1076. Nappa chuckled, you 3 idiots only have this little combat power, do you still want to compete with me? Piccolo and the other 2 immediately prepared for battle. By the way, you are not worthy enough to fight me. Nappa sneered. Anyway, it will take a long time for Vegeta to come here. Just have some fun with them first. There is no need for me to take action myself to deal with these 3 guys. My cultivators can defeat them. Nappa fished out a small bottle from his pocket. There are 6 seeds in the small bottle. Nappa grinned, poked 6 holes in the ground with his fingers, poured the 6 seeds into the holes, and sprinkled nutrient solution on them. In just a moment, 6 strange-looking people crawled out of the ground. Oh my, suddenly I realized that these 6 guys look a bit like Hit's heads. Lu Fan sighed. Who is Hit? Bulma was slightly stunned. It's him. Lu Fan waved his hand gently. Bang! Hit's figure immediately appeared on the crystal ball. Bulma was a little confused. Who is this person? Bulma, do you think he looks like my brother? Lu Fan asked. Brother? Do you have a brother? Bulma was a little confused. Of course I have brothers. My brothers are awesome. I always respect my brothers. Lu Fan said. Really? Never heard you had a brother. Bulma mused. I'll find a chance for you 2 to get to know each other. Lu Fan said. Okay. Bulma nodded, not thinking much about it. The main reason is that this is not a good time to think about other things. Don't look at this purple-skinned guy, cut the scene back quickly. Bulma urged. Swish. The scene returns to Nappa and the cultivator. You 6 people's target is those 3 guys. Teach them a lesson. Nappa ordered the 6 cultivators. Bang. As soon as the words fell, Tien Shinyan and Jiaozi fell from the sky. Immediately afterwards, Li Ping also rushed over from another direction. Sorry, I'm late. Li Ping smiled. Great, you're all here. Krillin breathed a sigh of relief. Isn't it said that there is only 1 Scion, or 3 Scion? Tien Shinyan asked. Those are called cultivators, not Scion. Klin said. There are 6 of you, and I happen to have 6 cultivators as well. Do you want to take turns fighting? That would be more interesting, right? Nappa said with a smile. Stop acting so arrogantly. Do you want to play games here? Let's get serious now. Piccolo shouted angrily. Don't get angry. This is good enough. Goku hasn't arrived yet, right? Krillin quickly advised. Okay, I'll go first. Tien Shinyan bumped his fists together, took a step forward, and prepared to fight. Ha ha ha, if you knew how powerful my cultivators are, you would be scared. Nappa laughed and pointed at the first cultivator in the queue, start with you and fight them in order. Brother Tien, come on, said Jiaozi. The cultivator and Tien Shinyan stood facing each other. Call out. The cultivator let out a strange cry and rushed towards the direction where Tien Shinyan was. Tien Shinyan slapped the cultivator in the face, hitting him on the body. The cultivator flew backwards. Tien Shinyan quickly attacked and tracked in the direction of the cultivator. The moment the cultivator landed on the ground, his head suddenly split open in the middle and a ball of white liquid came out. Tien Shinyan dodged hastily. So disgusting, what is that? Bulma said. I seem to have seen this scene somewhere. Lu Fan wiped the sweat off his face. What do you mean? Bulma was puzzled. You'll understand later. Lu Fan said. Understand? I don't understand what you're talking about. Bulma glanced at Lu Fan. Swish! The white liquid fell on the ground, and a pit was instantly corroded on the ground. How terrible! Is this thing's corrosive ability so strong? Bulma exclaimed. Kellen and Jiaozi were trembling with fear. If this thing hits your body, it will be very painful even if you don't die. Hey! Tien Shinyan attacked quickly with a heavy elbow, which hit the cultivator in the face immediately. The cultivator's head was severely deformed and he fell directly to the ground, looking like he was dying. Nappa was stunned. What happened? Did it fail like this? Chapter 102. That's great! Jiaozi jumped for joy. As expected of Tien Shinyan. Krillin also breathed a sigh of relief. Tien Shinyan smiled lightly. The cultivator gritted his teeth and stood up. Brother Tien, that guy is up again. Jiaozi shouted. Qigong Cannon. Tien Shinyan suddenly stretched out his big hand, and a ball of energy flame shot out from his hand. Bang! The ki blast hit the cultivator directly. The cultivator's whole body was smoking and he fell to the ground with a bang, completely dead. Nappa! I didn't expect to lose the first game like this. Very good, you are really powerful and I am impressed by you. Just now, your combat power reached 1500. No wonder that cultivator was not your opponent. Nappa sneered, okay, you win the first game. Let's move on to the next game. Whose turn is it? Come on. Good job Tien Shinyan. Bulma cheered. You played well. Lu Fan nodded with satisfaction and gave a brief comment. Let me do it next. Klin took a step forward. Let me go. It's time to end the game. Leaping pulled Krillin. Leaping, I'll go. Klin said. Krillin, you've been resurrected once by the Dragon Ball. If something bad happens to you again, you won't be able to be resurrected again. Yamcha advised, let me do it. Krillin thought about it and quickly took a step back. Leaping. You are so rude. Leaping took a deep breath and walked forward. Hey! Leaping suddenly sped up his pace. The next moment, Leaping and the cultivator disappeared from the spot. Gone! Son Gohan exclaimed. Stupid, they are moving at high speed. If you sense their breath carefully, you can see them. Piccolo said. Son Gohan suddenly realized. Bang, bang, bang. Leaping soon fought with the cultivator. The two men engaged in a fierce confrontation. After fighting for several rounds, Leaping suddenly flew up to a certain height and appeared right above the cultivator. Boom! A ki blast shot out from Leaping's hand and hit the cultivator directly. The cultivator fell to the ground, and white smoke came out of his body again. It was obvious that he was dying. What? We were defeated again. Nappa felt unwell and said to Vegeta, Vegeta, the level of these cultivators is not very good. 2 of them have been defeated. Humph, don't talk to me anymore. See you in 8 hours. Vegeta snorted and simply took off the detector. Beep, beep. Nappa heard the connection being disconnected from the other side of the probe. Nappa's mouth corners slightly raised, forming a shallow arc. Vegeta, that's great. It was you who wanted to terminate the call. Then I can go find Dragon Ball. I said so much just to annoy you. Those monsters are not as powerful as you think. Let me help you deal with the remaining 4 guys. Li Ping smiled contemptuously. Bang! Just after Li Ping finished speaking, the cultivator suddenly jumped out of the pit and hugged Li Ping. Li Ping's expression changed again and again. Boom! There was a huge explosion among the cultivators. Piccolo, Clin, and the others were so frightened that their faces looked a little ugly. Self-explosion. Bulma couldn't bear to watch. Wait until the smoke clears. Li Ping was lying in a pit, already dead. Dead? Bulma asked. Dead. Lu Fan nodded. Luckily, Li Ping doesn't seem to have died before, so Dragon Ball should be able to revive him. Bulma said. Lu Fan did not respond or comment. What a powerful guy. He can even self-destruct. Piccolo was surprised. Li Ping. Kellen hurriedly ran towards Li Ping and appeared beside him. He took a look at Li Ping and his face became extremely ugly. He's dead. Everyone present was silent. Li Ping must have had some bad premonition, so he went instead of me. Damn it! How am I going to explain to Pool? Clin said through gritted teeth. Such great cultivated talents ended in a draw, you should be content. Nappa shouted. Damn it! Everyone get out of the way and look at the results of my practice. Krillin snorted, spreading his arms and gathering energy in his hands. Boom! 2 balls of flame shot out from Krillin's hands and gathered together to form a beam of energy. This stream of energy went straight towards Nappa and the remaining cultivators. Everyone present was dodging. Nappa didn't move, trying to catch the energy with his hands. With such little fighting ability, you're still showing off in front of me? Hey! Just as Nappa stretched out his hand to catch the energy, Krillin raised his hand upwards, controlled the energy and suddenly soared into the sky. Nappa was stunned. What does it mean? Ah! The energy suddenly exploded in the air, splitting into 5 energy flames, which slammed down towards Nappa and the 4 cultivators below. Boom! 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 With several loud noises, Nappa and 3 cultivators were hit on the spot. However, 1 cultivator managed to escape. Success, we hit it! Jiaozi shouted excitedly. I missed one. Clin said with a smile. That's great. Sun Gohan was also very happy. Swish! The next moment, a cultivator suddenly jumped out from the smoke and rushed towards Sun Gohan. Sun Gohan's expression changed again and again. Oh no, it's this monster. Be careful or he will self-explode. Tien Shinyan exclaimed. Bang! Piccolo reached forward with his large hand and grabbed the cultivator's arm. The cultivator's long claws were less than 10 centimeters away from Sun Gohan and almost scratched Sun Gohan. You dare to die! Piccolo sneered and punched the cultivator hard. Call out! Piccolo flicked his hand and threw the cultivator into the air. Roar! Piccolo opened his mouth wide and a beam of energy blasted out of it. The energy flame directly covers the cultivator's body. The cultivator turned into ashes immediately, without even a bone left. Piccolo is still the best. He is worthy of being Piccolo Daimao. Bulma sighed. Interesting. Lu Fan nodded, but to me it's just like a fight between 2 kids. There's absolutely no technical content at all. Bulma said nothing. Say whatever you want. I just need to listen quietly. Who makes you the greatest god in this universe? Humph, the greatest god won't come to save the earth? Ah! Krillin was also stunned after seeing this scene. I thought that after a year of practice, I was not much different from Piccolo. After comparing them like this, there is such a huge difference between him and me. Tien Shinyan also smiled bitterly. So awesome! Chapter 103. Thank you Uncle Piccolo. Son Gohan hurriedly thanked him. Don't be in a hurry to thank me, this is just a warm-up exercise before the battle. Piccolo snorted. Not bad, Namek, you are much better than I thought. Nappa's voice rang out in the distant smoke. Krillin and the others turned pale. Isn't he injured? Tien Shinyan asked in a deep voice. You attacked from the front. Jiaozi was so scared that his whole body was shaking. I used all my energy to launch the attack. Is Sion so powerful? Krillin had a bad feeling. Very good, the game is over now, let me kill you with my own hands. Nappa stepped forward, the energy in his body surging wildly. Nappa laughed wildly. The whole earth was shaking violently. It's so scary. Klin was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. This, what on earth is this? Piccolo's pupils also shrank sharply, and he felt endless despair. Swish, swish. A ball of golden flame appeared on Nappa's body, and arcs of electricity surrounded him. This Nappa guy, what kind of Super Saiyan did he wish to become? Now he can even become the second Super Saiyan. Lu Fan sighed. Super Saiyan? Is that the one you and Vegeta made a wish for before? Bulma was stunned. That's right. Lu Fan nodded. It's been 20 years. You still remember it? Of course I remember. I'm a genius. I remember a lot of things clearly. Bulma smiled and said, No, do you mean that he has become a Super Saiyan? I'm just kidding, it's just that his image is somewhat similar to Super Saiyan. Lu Fan said. What? Stop scaring people at this time, okay? Bulma glared. Ha ha ha, attack. Nappa roared and flew towards the direction where Tien Shinyan was. Tien Shinyan subconsciously raised his arms to block Nappa's attack. Bang! Nappa punched Tien Shinyan and knocked his arm off. Tien Shinyan let out a scream, and blood spurted from the place where his arm was broken. Let me get rid of you first. Nappa chuckled and punched Tien Shinyan. Tien Shinyan, however, soared into the sky and avoided the opponent's attack. UBD! Tien Shinyan shouted angrily. Call out! Nappa rushed up quickly and kicked Tien Shinyan out of the air with a hook. Bang! Tien Shinyan fell to the ground all of a sudden, and was knocked unconscious. It has quite strong vitality. It wasn't even killed by me. Nappa smiled lightly. Come on Tien Shinyan! Bulma exclaimed. Lu Fan didn't respond. Want to save them? In the past 20 years, Lu Fan has witnessed too many separations of life and death. As the gods of destruction, Lu Fan often destroys planets with life, even planets inhabited by humans. Wherever there are humans on a planet, there will be life and death. Even the most vicious human beings will encounter similar situations. But Lu Fan had to destroy them. Because keeping them will have a greater impact on the universe's resources. This is just like when Beerus asked Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta. It's actually the same principle. The existence of Saiyan on planet Vegeta will also have a great impact on the balance of the universe. Therefore, Lu Fan did not hate Beerus. That's Beerus' job. Now, seeing that these soldiers are about to die in battle, Lu Fan is still relatively calm. They will be resurrected if they die anyway. It would be unnecessary to save him now. Namex line is also imperative. This beast. Krillin couldn't bear to watch it anymore and ran over there. Don't worry about him, he's dying. Piccolo shouted. You're annoying. After saying this, Krillin quickly moved towards the direction where Tien Shinyan was. Nosy little bald head. Nappa snorted coldly and flicked his hand. Boom. A beam of energy flame hit Krillin directly in front of him, leaving a bottomless pit on the ground. Krillin was nearly hit and just sat on the edge of the pit with a look of shock and horror on his face. Is this guy human? Hey? Where's Jiaozi? Kellen suddenly came to his senses. He was next to me just now. Was he beaten to death? You, what did you say? Tien Shinyan's face changed again and again. Bang! At this moment, Jiaozi came flying from a distance and stuck to Nappa's back. Dumplings! Exclaimed Krillin. Tien Shinyan's eyes showed despair. Humph, what do you want to do, little thing? Get out of my way. Nappa tried desperately to grab the dumpling on his back. However, Nappa's arms were too short and he couldn't reach it. What do you want to do, dumplings? Get away from him. Tien Shinyan shouted. Brother Tien, goodbye. You must survive. Jiaozi said. Boom. Powerful energy burst out from Jiaozi's body and he exploded on the spot. A cloud of thick smoke appeared in the area where Nappa was located. Jiaozi. Tien Shinyan shouted Jiaozi's name loudly, his pupils shrinking. Even the dumplings died. Bulma said solemnly. The little guy died together with Sion. He was so brave. Piccolo breathed a sigh of relief. The smoke in the sky gradually dissipated, revealing Nappa's intact body. Hee hee hee, your efforts are in vain. You have no idea how terrifying Sion is. Nappa smiled lightly. Piccolo and the other four opened their eyes wide, with endless shock in their eyes. This didn't kill him. No, not to mention killing him, even his armor wasn't shattered. Humph, wait until I kill that three-eyed monster, and then I will slowly deal with you. Nappa said with a smile. Gyoza was revived once by the Dragon Ball. She can't be revived again. Tian Xinyan's entire body was shaking violently. Hey, three-eyed monster, I will send you to that world to meet your companions right away. You'd better thank me. Nappa laughed. Listen, there is a flaw in his attack. Piccolo said suddenly, we will wait for the opportunity later. As he spoke, Piccolo told Krillin and Gohan his battle plan. Okay. Krillin nodded solemnly. Go to hell, you three-eyed monster. Nappa swooped down from the air, intending to kill Tian Xinyan. Tian Xinyan did not sit still and wait for death, he secretly condensed the Qigong cannon in his hand. Chapter 104. Swish. Just when Nappa approached Tian Xinyan, Piccolo suddenly appeared beside Nappa and punched Nappa in the face. Nappa was knocked back. Swish. Krillin quickly rushed forward to finish off Nappa, clenched his fists, and knocked Nappa out of the air with a heavy blow. Gohan, it's your turn, attack quickly. Krillin shouted. Hurry up. Piccolo shouted. Son Gohan. I'm so scared. Son Gohan was shaking with fear. Gohan. Piccolo called out. Son Gohan shivered even more violently and took several steps back. Krillin. Is this Goku's son? Why are you so cowardly? Small. Let's attack. Krillin made a prompt decision. Boom. The next moment, Krillin and Piccolo each released two special moves, whizzing towards Nappa's direction. Nappa quickly adjusted his body in the air and dodged the attacks of two people at that time. Damn it, he dodged it. Krillin lamented, we missed the opportunity. Nappa wiped the face that was hit, a cold smile appeared on his face, and he chuckled, you did a good job, I wanted to spare your lives, so now there is no need to kill you in order. Jiaozi. I want to avenge you. I won't let you be alone. Tian Xinyan looked at Nappa who appeared in the sky. He had already condensed the Qigong cannon to the extreme in his hand. Wait for me, Jiaozi. I'll go down and accompany you. Qigong cannon. Boom. A powerful energy directly covered Nappa's body. Nappa broke out in a cold sweat. What a powerful energy. However, Nappa was safe and sound. Tian Xinyan just looked up at Nappa in the sky and felt completely hopeless. You scared me so much that I farted. You're quite powerful, a three-eyed monster. Nappa breathed a sigh of relief. Snap. Tian Xinyan fell to the ground with a thud and soon died. Humph, it's just a waste of life. Nappa chuckled. Goku, come back soon. Krillin shouted. Is this guy immortal? Piccolo turned pale with fear. Son Gohan was also shaking with fear. Even Tian Xinyan died, it's just a nightmare. Everyone died one after another. Krillin said in a low voice, and shouted loudly, Goku, come back soon. Please. Hey, Lu fan, what should we do? Are you really going to stand by and do nothing? Bulma asked. Don't worry, doesn't Namek have Dragon Ball? Namek's Dragon Ball can revive them. Lu fan smiled. But, if Piccolo dies, how do we get to Namek? Bulma asked, back then you and Vegeta were teleported to Namek via Shenron, right? Now that I know instant transmission, I can reach Namek in an instant. Lu fan said with a smile. Instant transmission, is that what you suddenly showed up in my bathroom like? Bulma understood. Yes, that's right, that's it. Lu fan nodded. Bulma. Hey, another one died. It's your turn next. Nappa sneered, that Namek guy, I can keep you alive and take special care of you. We only have a glimmer of hope of winning. Piccolo gritted his teeth and said, if we succeed. Oh? Are you discussing a battle plan? It's useless. In the face of absolute strength, any conspiracy or trickery is futile. Nappa laughed, since you want to discuss a battle plan, I'll take a good look. Krillin, you find a way to attract his attention first. Piccolo said, then I will take advantage of the opportunity to grab his weak point, his tail. When he is unable to struggle, Gohan will give him a full-strength attack. Yes. Yes. Son Gohan nodded vigorously and promised, I won't run away this time. That's good. You must understand that the fate of the earth is in your hands. Piccolo nodded, Gohan, you have to believe in yourself. Your strength is far superior to mine. Son Gohan didn't listen and felt his heartbeat quicken significantly. Have you discussed it? Nappa said with a smile, the preferential treatment period has passed. Now I will beat the three of you to death. Okay, let's start. Clint shouted and took the initiative to attack forward. Nappa was slightly stunned. What are you doing? Do you dare to attack me? Ah! Krillin screamed and slammed his hands into the ground with a powerful ki blast. Then, Clint soared into the sky. Nappa had a question mark on his face. What exactly do you want to do? Nappa looked up at Krillin in the sky. Call out. Piccolo quickly moved forward and grabbed Nappa's tail. Nappa was stunned again. So that's how it is. Gohan. It's your turn. Piccolo shouted. Wow. Son Gohan rushed forward quickly. Great, it's the tail. Bulma said excitedly, this is a really great idea. Don't be happy too soon. Lu Fan shook his head. What do you mean? Bulma was stunned. But then again, Lu Fan, where's your tail? I don't have a tail for this one. Lu Fan replied. Bulma was stunned for 2 seconds. What do you mean by this? It sounds like you have several. Idiot. Nappa sneered and hit Piccolo on the top of his head with his elbow. Small. Isn't your tail your weak point? Have you overcome your weaknesses? Son Gohan, who was about to attack Nappa, slammed on the brakes after seeing this scene. Krillin was also completely dumbfounded. Hey, don't die, I still have something to ask you. Nappa chuckled, it's okay, he just fainted, he will wake up soon. Then, Nappa put Piccolo to the ground. What happened? Has he overcome his weakness? Krillin asked solemnly, just like when Goku overcame his tail weakness. Hey, do you think I would ignore my own weakness? Nappa looked at Krillin with a smile, even the strongest man on Earth is vulnerable. It's all over now. Krillin was completely desperate. Let this guy get some sleep while I have some fun with Kakaroto's son. Nappa laughed and walked in front of Son Gohan. Son Gohan was shaking with fear. Bang! Nappa kicked Son Gohan and lifted him up to a higher level. Bang! Nappa waved his hand and knocked Son Gohan to the ground. Son Gohan stood up unsteadily and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth tenaciously. Chapter 105. That's right, this is fun. Nappa laughed loudly and rushed towards Son Gohan again. UBD. Krillin came quickly from a distance and kicked Nappa's rough face hard. Bang! Then, Krillin threw another punch, knocking Nappa back. Krillin rushed forward quickly, intending to continue attacking Nappa. However, Nappa reacted very quickly. He rolled several times in the air and landed steadily, ready to fight back. Krillin's face changed color. Swish! Krillin hurriedly dodged Nappa's attack, rolling several times on the ground to put some distance between himself and Nappa. Little bald head, you are so proud of yourself. Nappa was so angry that his teeth hurt. I was fooled by such a little bald guy. Just wait and see how I deal with you. Call out. Nappa was towards Krillin's direction. Come on, Clint. Bulma clenched her fists. Bang! Clint suddenly raised his big hand upwards, and a flat round energy flame appeared in his hand. Chi Yuan Slash! Krillin waved his hand forward, and the Chi Yuan Slash whizzed towards Nappa's direction. Chi Yuan Zhan spun rapidly in the air with endless momentum. Looking at the Chi Yuan Zhan flying over, Nappa smiled contemptuously. Humph, a mere trifle. Nappa stood still, I'm standing right here, there's no way you can hurt me. Chi Yuan Zhan was getting closer and closer to Nappa. Puff! There was a muffled sound, and the Chi Yuan Zhan directly cut Nappa in half. Pa! Nappa's upper and lower bodies were separated, and he fell in a pool of blood, his whole body twitching. Krillin! Son Gohan's eyes widened. Piccolo is still confused. Bulma's mouth opened slightly. Am I seeing that? Krillin killed that scion? Lu Fan. Lu Fan was also speechless and never expected this result. But when Lu Fan thought about it carefully, this result didn't seem to be surprising. Since Vegeta was not present, it was indeed difficult for Nappa to deal with them alone. Besides, Nappa is not very smart. Without Vegeta's reminder, he would definitely try to take the air slash. As a result, while he was carrying it, it was cut into 2 halves by the Chi Yuan Zhan. Is it over? Bulma still couldn't believe it. Krillin rubbed his eyes and looked incredulous. Such a powerful guy, killed so many of us in a row, but he died under my Chi Yuan Zhan. If only I had used this trick earlier, so that so many people wouldn't have died. Krillin regretted it deeply. Puff. Nappa was cut in half and fell to the ground, spitting out blood, and it was obvious that he was dying. Krillin didn't come back to his senses for a long time. He just stared at Nappa, whose whole body was twitching. Is this guy going to die? It won't recover? Krillin gritted his teeth and walked forward bravely. UBD. You bald guy. Damn it. I'm such a strong man, but I died in your hands. Nappa felt very unwilling. If I die at the hands of someone stronger than me, I have nothing to say. But I died in the hands of this little bald guy. I just can't accept it. Please save me. I think I can still salvage it. Uncle Krillin, he won't recover anymore. Son Gohan walked forward and asked tremblingly. Just in case, blow up his lower body. Krillin gritted his teeth and sprayed out a ball of powerful energy from his hands. Boom! This ball of energy hit Nappa's lower body directly, accompanied by a loud bang. Nappa's lower body was blown to pieces. It can't be recovered now. Krillin breathed a sigh of relief. Nappa. Nappa became even more desperate. Even if I am cured, my lower body will become a robot. This little bald head. Even if I become a ghost, I won't let you go. He, little bald guy, don't think that everything will be fine just like this. Nappa said while spurting blood, in about 7 hours, my companion will return to Earth. By then, he will definitely avenge me. What did you say? Krillin's face changed color. Is there another scion coming to Earth? Humph. Nappa snorted, feeling that his life was almost coming to an end. How many more people will come? 1 or 2? Krillin asked courageously. 1 more person will be enough, and you will be killed easily by him, said Nappa. Swish. Not long after Nappa finished speaking, Lu Fan turned into a stream of purple-red light and appeared at the scene in an instant. Lu Fan. Nappa was stunned. What? Is it Scion? Krillin was startled, his face changed again and again, and he quickly stepped back. Son Gohan clenched his fists even tighter. Lu Fan, you're finally here. Although I don't know how you showed up. Nappa said with a smile, hurry up and find a way to save me. I think I can still be saved. Who said I came here to save you? Lu Fan said. Nappa. Go with peace of mind. Lu Fan said. You. Nappa pointed at Lu Fan and her body twitched violently again. Bang. Then, Nappa's head tilted and he died. While Krillin breathed a sigh of relief, he immediately became alert and stared at Lu Fan opposite him without blinking. Bulma rubbed her eyes. Why did Lu Fan run into the crystal ball? Did he go to the scene? It really is instant transmission. We can reach the scene in an instant. Are you his accomplice? Krillin asked nervously. Don't be nervous, I'm Bulma's boyfriend. Lu Fan smiled. Hey? Bulma's boyfriend? Krillin was stunned and scratched his bald head. Bulma. When did I admit that I was your girlfriend? I remember now. Bulma did say a long time ago that she had a boyfriend. So it was you. Krillin suddenly realized and asked curiously, how did you appear just now? Why does this Scion know you? Because, I am also Scion. Lu Fan grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Krillin felt unwell and his face turned pale. I just killed a Scion, but unexpectedly another Scion appeared. And this Scion is Bulma's boyfriend. Should I fight him or not? But don't worry, I'm not interested in you. To me, you're just ants fighting, so I won't get involved. Lu Fan smiled, have you ever seen humans interfere with ants fighting? Unless they use a piece of grass to push them apart when they're bored. Son Gohan. Krillin. It sounds like you are so powerful. I clearly feel that your breath is very ordinary. Chapter 106. In about 7 hours, a Scion named Vegeta will come to Earth. Let Goku deal with him. Lu Fan said, what you have to do next is very simple, that is, clean up the battlefield and gather the dead together. Then go to Namek and find Namek's Dragon Ball to revive them. Hey? Can they be resurrected? Jiaozi has died twice. Krillin was stunned again. Okay. Lu Fan nodded, I came here to tell you to wait here for Gaku to come back, don't run around, and then fight with Vegeta. What about you? Krillin asked curiously. Swish. Lu Fan left directly via instant transmission. Krillin. How did he move and why did he disappear in an instant? Krillin was speechless for a while. Are we going to die here? Will Gaku really come back? Not long after Lu Fan left, Piccolo finally woke up, gritted his teeth and stood up, looking around vigilantly. Then, Piccolo turned around and saw Nappa, with only half of his body left. Piccolo rubbed his eyes and looked shocked. This scion was beaten to death? Piccolo dragged his heavy body forward and took a closer look at the dead Nappa. Now Piccolo was certain that Scion was indeed dead. Uncle Piccolo, are you awake? Are you okay? Son Gohan hurried forward and asked with concern. What happened? How did he die? Piccolo inquired. I split it in half. Krillin scratched his head, feeling a little embarrassed. What did you say? You split it in half. Piccolo was stunned, staring at Krillin without blinking. Yeah, Uncle Piccolo. Uncle Krillin is really awesome. Son Gohan said hastily, Uncle Krillin used a move called Chi Yuan Zhan to cut this guy in half. Chi Yuan Zhan? What is that? Piccolo didn't see it. That's it. Krillin said, raising his hand upwards, and condensing a Chi Yuan slash in his hand again. Call out. Krillin waved his hand, and the Chi Yuan Zhan in his hand spun out rapidly. Puff. Chi Yuan Zhan directly cut off a stone mountain in the distance. The rocks collapsed with loud noises. Small. This move is really powerful. The problem is, your move is not very fast. That guy didn't hide, he used his body to resist, and then I gave him. Krillin said with a helpless look. Piccolo stopped talking. That big bald guy does look pretty silly. I didn't expect to get rid of this guy so easily. Well done. Piccolo patted Krillin's bald head. Hehe, it was just a fluke. Krillin grinned, then his expression became serious. But don't be too happy now. Before he died, that guy said that another scion would arrive on Earth in about 7 hours. What? There's another scion. Piccolo's expression changed again and again. When this scion comes, we'll find a way to attract his attention, and then I'll use the air slash to kill him, Krillin suggested. This is a good idea. We still have 7 hours left. We should conserve our energy and recover our strength first, Piccolo suggested. Okay, then I'll ask Master Wu Tian to come and take care of the bodies of our companions, so that we can revive them later. Krillin murmured. I see. I'll inform Master Roshi. Just as Krillin finished speaking, he heard Bulma's voice coming from the scene. Son Gohan and Piccolo were equally surprised and looked around for Bulma. But where was Bulma at the scene? Is that Bulma? Clint asked loudly. Where are you? Where are you talking to? Of course I'm home. Bulma said to Krillin, I'll contact Master Roshi and ask him to collect the body. You should replenish your energy over there. It seems there are no more senzu beans. What a pity. Krillin nodded, and suddenly came to his senses. What? Bulma, are you home? Your home is at least 10,000 kilometers away from the battle area. Have you developed any new equipment? Stop talking nonsense and get some rest. Bulma said and ended the call. Lu Fan is back. Lu Fan, quickly cut the scene to Master Roshi's house. Bulma said, you know what, your crystal ball is really amazing. Can't you just call him? It's too troublesome to go back and forth. Lu Fan sighed. Bulma. I see you can switch the screen with a wave of your hand. Is it troublesome? Bulma asked. Doesn't switching this thing consume energy? Lu Fan replied confidently. Okay, I'll call. Bulma nodded, thinking that Lu Fan was right. Although the energy consumed is just a drop in the bucket. Lu Fan added. Bulma. You only use up a little bit of energy, do you still need me to make a phone call? Don't you know that making a phone call costs money? Bulma shouted at Lu Fan, spitting all over Lu Fan's face. Lu Fan. Ahem, your family is the richest in the world, do you care about such a small phone bill? Lu Fan wiped the sweat off his face. Humph, you really defeated me. Bulma went aside to make a phone call. The call was connected quickly. Bulma told Master Roshi everything that happened at the scene. Master Roshi was stunned for several seconds after hearing the result. The one who defeated that scion was not Piccolo nor Goku's son Gohan, nor Goku. Goku hasn't come back yet. But, this kid Krillin. Ha 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 ha, this kid Krillin really inherited my true teachings. Master Roshi laughed. You seem to be able to do the same air slash as you are talking about. Bulma rolled her eyes. Of course I do, that's what I taught him. Master Roshi grinned. How about you perform one for me to see? Bulma said with a smile. Let's talk about this later. That thing is very powerful, I won't use it easily. Master Roshi said seriously. I'm not going to listen to your bragging anymore. Go and clean up the bodies at the scene. I have a way to resurrect our dead companions, Bulma suggested. How are you going to revive them? Master Roshi asked. Oh, this is the first time that Tien Shinyan and Yamcha have died. Earth Shenron can revive them. The problem is, what about Jiaozi? What about Jiaozi? He's already died once. Chapter 107. Don't worry, we can go to Namek and summon the Shenron of Namek. It is said that the Shenron of Namek can revive you no matter how many times you die. Bulma smiled. Namek? What's that? Master Roshi asked puzzled. You won't understand even if I tell you. Go and clean up the bodies. Bulma urged. Master Roshi. Master Roshi readily agreed. Lu Fan just watched Bulma show off silently without saying anything. Time passed by little by little. Master Roshi drove a helicopter over to put away the bodies of his companions and took them away. When leaving, Krillin, you did a good job and didn't bring shame to your master. Master Roshi patted Krillin's bald head. Hee hee. Krillin smiled proudly. Almost 7 hours have passed. The accomplice Scion mentioned should be here soon, right? Piccolo said in a deep voice. It should be here soon. Krillin nodded. There's no need for him to lie to us. Dad hasn't come yet. Son Gohan was anxious. Goku, why did he come so late? Krillin said in a deep voice. If Son Goku doesn't make it in time, we'll just follow the plan we made, Piccolo suggested. Krillin nodded solemnly. Son Gohan also agreed. About 10 minutes passed. Son Goku finally appears at the end of the snake path. Son Goku quickly rushed into King Yama's hall. The gods are already waiting there. Goku, the god called out. God. Son Goku was stunned. Catch me quickly, said the god. Son Goku immediately stepped forward and grabbed the god. Swish. In an instant, the god took Son Goku back to the temple from the underworld. Okay, I'm going, my kung fu is already done. Son Goku smiled. One of the scions has been killed by Krillin, and the other scion is on the way and should be arriving soon. The god explained, you have to be careful. Hey? Krillin already killed a scion. Son Goku was a little surprised. Well, it's mainly because Scion was too careless, otherwise our luck wouldn't be so good. The god smiled. Ha ha ha, Krillin is amazing. Son Goku smiled, okay, leave the remaining Scion to me. I've seen that guy before, maybe he's Vegeta. Vegeta? The god was stunned. I'm leaving first. Son Goku jumped down from the temple. When passing by the Galan Tower, Galan Sage threw 2 senzu beans to Son Goku. These are the last 2 senzu beans. The immortal Garen called out, everything is up to you. Defeat the Scion who is coming to Earth. Yes. Son Goku responded and immediately ate a senzu bean. Son Goku's fatigue was swept away. Somersault cloud. Call out. Golden clouds were coming rapidly from afar. Son Goku suddenly landed on the golden cloud. Long time no see, somersault cloud, let's go. Son Goku waved his hand. Call out. The somersault cloud flew rapidly in the direction of Piccolo, Son Gohan, and Krillin. Universe space. Vegeta's universe ship. We're about to reach Earth. We're about to reach Earth. We're about to reach Earth. A warning sound came from the universe spacecraft. Vegeta wakes up from his sleep. We've finally arrived on Earth. Vegeta raised the corners of his mouth slightly, forming a shallow arc, and pressed the button on the probe. Hey, Nappa, how's the situation over there? There was no response from Nappa. Vegeta. Weird guy. I don't know what happened. What has this guy been doing? I can't care less. Anyway, my opponent is Kakarot. Let Nappa do whatever he wants. Vegeta didn't think that Nappa would be beaten to death. After all, in Vegeta's opinion, even if Kakarot came, he would be no match for Nappa. Your combat power is just over 400, how are you going to fight Nappa? But the combat power of those Earthlings has reached 1000, and Kakarot might be able to reach 3000. I think this is his limit. You are just a lowly soldier. The combat power of 3000 is an overestimate. Call out. The universe spacecraft cut through the Earth's atmosphere and roared downward. Boom. The universe spacecraft crashed into the Earth, leaving a large crater on the ground. However, Vegeta did not land in the city, but in a wasteland. There is no one in this position. Crunch! The hatch of the universe spacecraft opened, and Vegeta flew out. He pressed the button on the detector again and observed the combat power value on it. Soon, Vegeta discovered through the detector a human with a combat power of 5000. What? Combat power 5000? Vegeta was slightly moved. Is this guy Kakarot? He is moving at high speed. He was flying in the direction where the other three were. The combat power of those three people are 2600, 1700 and 1080 respectively. There is no Nappa's combat response. Did that guy die in the battle? That's strange. It's supposed to be impossible. Nappa's maximum combat power reaches at least 7500. How could he die in battle? Even that guy with a combat power of 5000 is no match for Nappa. What is going on? I can't worry about that anymore, let's go and take a look first. I'll meet you there, a guy with a combat power of 5000. I wish you were Kakarot, then I would be more excited to bully you. Call out. Vegeta flew off in the direction where Son Gohan, Piccolo and the others were. Bang! Vegeta's figure immediately appeared in Lu Fan's crystal ball. Is this Vegeta? He's here. Bulma said in a deep voice. Yes. Lu Fan nodded. I remember you said before that he seemed to be the prince of your Scion people. Bulma said. That's right. Lu Fan nodded again. Can Goku beat him? Bulma exclaimed. Let's give it a try. This will also be an experience for Goku. Lu Fan said with a smile. A wasteland. There is a powerful aura approaching, no, two. Piccolo's expression changed again and again. One is Goku, and the other one is the Scion named Vegeta they were talking about. Krillin immediately came to his senses and his face turned ugly. What a powerful aura. Is Dad here? Son Gohan was excited. Chapter 108. Because Vegeta was closer to this place and his flying speed was faster than the somersault cloud, he arrived here first. Bang! Vegeta landed opposite Piccolo and the others. The next moment, Vegeta saw Nappa, who had only half of his body left. Oh? Not bad. Who did it? Vegeta looked at Piccolo and the other two with a smile. Klin was panicking. Although this guy is shorter than the big bald guy, I can clearly feel his powerful strength. Klin really wanted to say, it wasn't me. You are the companion this guy is talking about, right? Piccolo did not answer the question, but asked with a cold face. Where's Kakarot? Vegeta snorted and didn't answer the other party's question. The Kakarot you're talking about is Son Goku, right? He'll be here soon. Piccolo said calmly. Interesting. Vegeta smiled lightly and did not kill the three people on the opposite side immediately. The wait was less than 10 seconds or so. Son Goku came flying from a distance. Bang! Son Goku jumped off the somersault cloud and landed opposite Vegeta. It's Kakarot as expected. After just 5 months of not seeing you, your combat power has increased to a height of 5,000. Vegeta smiled. Vegeta. Son Goku's expression became serious, and he called out to Piccolo and the others, I already know what happened. Leave it to me from now on. Let me deal with him. With that, Son Goku stepped forward and gently stroked Son Gohan's head. Dad. Son Gohan looked up at his father and felt that at this moment, his father was so tall. Gohan, you've grown so tall. Son Goku smiled, Piccolo, thank you for taking care of Gohan. Humph, this little guy has suffered a lot following me. Piccolo smiled and asked, how is it? Are you sure you can defeat that guy? I don't know. I'll do my best. Son Goku responded. Goku, you have to work harder. It all depends on you. Krillin said. Krillin, you are amazing. Son Goku said. Ha ha ha, just luck. Krillin scratched his head. Son Goku, from what that guy said, it sounded like you two met 5 months ago. Piccolo asked. Yes, we met on King Kai's planet. Son Goku nodded in acknowledgement. What? Did he go to the same place as you? Piccolo was stunned. It's okay, King Kai didn't teach him. Son Goku smiled, maybe he's too arrogant and thinks he doesn't need anyone to teach him. After saying this, Son Goku walked towards the direction where Vegeta was. The two stood facing each other. What? Have you arranged your final arrangements? Vegeta snorted. Son Goku said nothing. Humph, it was really meaningless to fight you on King Kai's planet. Vegeta smiled, but you should feel lucky. A low-level warrior like you can fight against a monster warrior like me. You should feel happy. I don't know if I told you that scions have to undergo a warrior quality check as soon as they are born. Guys with low values, like you, will be sent to a planet without strong opponents. In other words, you are eliminated. Is that why I came to Earth? Thank you so much. Son Goku smiled, although I was eliminated, I can surpass the demon warriors with desperate efforts. Hey, you're quite good at joking. Vegeta laughed happily, then I'll show you the gap that you can't cross no matter how hard you try. Although Vegeta was looking down on Son Goku, he did not despise him. This kid is not simple. In just 5 months, the combat effectiveness has been improved to this level. Let me, the prince, give him a good beating. However, Lu Fan said that he would be my lifelong situation, which is a bit nonsense. What's this fighting power? Wow! Son Goku's aura exploded and his fighting power increased wildly. Combat power 6000, 7000, 8000. Vegeta also immediately saw Son Goku's combat power value through the detector. Son Goku said nothing. Not bad, Kakarot. You can actually increase your combat power to 8000. You are considered a genius warrior. Vegeta smiled gently. I told you, if I practice hard, I will definitely surpass a monster warrior like you, Son Goku replied. Humph, you're just dreaming about surpassing a monstrous warrior like me. Vegeta laughed, do you think you can become my lifelong rival? I didn't say I wanted to be your rival. Son Goku smiled. Well, come here. Vegeta waved at Son Goku. Call out. Son Goku had no business being polite and whizzed off in the direction of Vegeta. The two men quickly engaged in a fierce confrontation. After a brief collision, the two separated and kept some distance between them. Then, the two rushed towards each other again. This time Vegeta punched Son Goku directly in the face. Son Goku flew backwards, stepped lightly on the ground, and rushed into the sky, looking at Vegeta below. But when Son Goku looked over, he found that Vegeta had disappeared. Son Goku's face changed color. Then, Son Goku suddenly senses Vegeta appearing behind him. Son Goku hurriedly ducked to avoid Vegeta's attack. Son Goku kicked back. Vegeta dodges easily. The two continued to fight in the air. What do you think, Kakarot? Do you think you can defeat me after training with that shorty for 5 months? Vegeta laughed. I still rubbed your head against the ground, didn't I? Bang! As he said that, Vegeta clenched his fists and knocked Son Goku down from the air. Son Goku rolled several times in the air, landed on his feet and looked up at Vegeta in the sky. Vegeta slowly and steadily descended from the air and looked at Son Goku with a smile. Show me that Kaioken you learned from King Kai. Vegeta said with a smile. You are indeed very powerful. Whether it is speed or strength, you are far superior to me. Son Goku nodded, after only 5 months of training, I know I am probably not your opponent. But I have also learned a lot from King Kai. Boom! A red glow appeared on Son Goku's body. Kaioken. As you wish, I will use Kaioken now. Son Goku smiled. Chapter 109. Is this the result of Goku's training with that King Kai you mentioned? Bulma exclaimed, holding the detector she got from Raditz, and said in surprise, the combat power has reached 16,000. Is it okay? Lu Fan smiled. But he's still more than 2,000 combat power behind Vegeta. Bulma shook her head. There will be a way. Lu Fan smiled. Lu Fan, what is your combat power? Bulma asked curiously, why can't my detector detect your combat power value at all? Your detector only detects ordinary energy values. Lu Fan explained, I cultivate divine power, so you can't detect it. So, if your divine power is converted into combat power, how much would it be? Bulma asked. If I have to convert my divine power into combat power, it should be 100 to the 20th power, Lu Fan pondered. Bulma. Don't be ridiculous, do you know how big 100 to the 20th power is? Bulma exclaimed. 100 has 40 zeros after it. Lu Fan smiled. This number is really huge. Bulma fell silent. The 40 zeros after 100. It is no longer possible to calculate it with numbers. Don't tease me. Bulma wiped her sweat. Do you think I'm kidding you? Lu Fan smiled. Is this true? Bulma was stunned. If this is true, it's terrible. Lu Fan's fighting ability has actually reached this level. But Bulma thought so too. Lu Fan is the greatest god in this universe. If you don't even have this little bit of fighting power, how can you lead all of humanity? Suddenly I realize that tens of thousands of combat forces are nothing. Bulma shook her head. Hey! Son Goku launched an attack, swung his big hand forward, and fired a Kigong cannon. Vegeta quickly jumped up and dodged. Call out! Son Goku turned into a stream of light and quickly chased in the direction where Vegeta was. Bang! Son Goku punches Vegeta in the face. Bang! 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 Then Son Goku used another combo and kicked Vegeta backwards. Call out! Son Goku chased after him again. Vegeta quickly adjusted his body angle and counterattacked, kicking Son Goku and causing him to fall over. Son Goku! Son Goku was a little stunned. I have already used Kaioken, is this the limit? Is this Kaioken? It looks pretty good. Vegeta chuckled, but have you reached your limit? You're still a bit inexperienced. Son Goku is smiling. But I have to praise you. After just 5 months of training, you have been able to reach a level comparable to mine, although I have not yet shown my true strength. Vegeta said with a smile. Son Goku looked calm, but he didn't panic either. I'm going to pin you to the ground and rub you hard like we did on King Kai's planet. Are you mentally prepared? Vegeta chuckled. Then come and try it. From now on I will never allow anyone to step on my head and rub it on the ground. Son Goku said with a smile. Humph, I still can laugh. Vegeta snorted coldly, now I will let you see my powerful strength. Boom. Vegeta immediately exploded his aura to the extreme. The powerful energy changed the color of the sky. After sensing the opponent's powerful aura, Son Goku's expression changed again and again. This guy's temper is so scary. The expressions of the 3 Piccolos in the distance also became more solemn. Is this the scion named Vegeta? Krillin asked solemnly. His energy is even stronger than Dad's. Son Gohan trembled in fear. I'm afraid Son Goku has no hope of winning. Piccolo frowned and ordered, Krillin, be ready to implement our previous plan later. Understood. Krillin nodded. Gohan, remember, you must not miss that link on your side, otherwise it will be difficult to kill the scion named Vegeta. Piccolo said to Son Gohan. I understand, Uncle Piccolo, I will not back down this time. Son Gohan responded. Kakarot, prepare to die. Vegeta grinned. Bang! Vegeta hit Son Goku directly in the face with his head. Son Goku flew backwards. Swish! Vegeta appeared right above Son Goku in an instant and kicked him hard, knocking Son Goku down from the air. Son Goku quickly adjusted his body in midair and landed his feet firmly on the ground. Son Goku immediately looked up at the sky the moment he landed. You idiot, I'm behind you. Vegeta's voice sounded behind Son Goku and kicked him out. Son Goku's body rolled dozens of times in the air, and then he flew into the air and turned his head to look diagonally upwards. Hey! Vegeta waved his hand and an energy bomb whizzed towards them. Son Goku was horrified and dodged quickly. Call out! Vegeta flicked his other hand and another energy bomb was sent towards Son Goku. Son Goku turned pale and dodged with all his might. The energy bullet brushed against Son Goku's clothes, tearing his shirt into pieces. He, you dodged it. Vegeta sneered, you are indeed much stronger than when you were on King Kai's planet. That shorty was bullied by me like that. I must be working hard to teach you. Son Goku fell from the sky and landed opposite Vegeta. Damn it! It's stronger than I thought. Son Goku groaned, it seems that the double Kaioken is ineffective. In this case, there is no other way. I don't mind being torn to pieces. I will use the triple Kaioken. Humph, I just used a simple move on purpose to let you dodge it, because it would be too boring to kill you in one go. Vegeta said with a smile. Son Goku was silent. How's it going, Kakarot? Now you know that no matter how much you practice with that shorty, you will never be able to surpass me. Vegeta smiled softly, just hold on a little longer, and I'll push you to the ground and rub you hard. Son Goku's expression grew serious. Hey, Lu fan, have you come to Earth? If you have, just watch how I bully Kakarot. Vegeta laughed, a low-level warrior like him is worthy of being my lifelong rival? Are you kidding me a little too much? Bulma. Chapter 110. Lu fan, he doesn't regard you as his lifelong rival, does he? Bulma asked. It's not impossible. Lu fan nodded. If your fighting power really reaches 100 to the 20th power, then how long will it take him to catch up with you? Bulma exclaimed. If no one takes care of me, I'm afraid I can forget about it in this life, said Lu fan. Even a Super Saiyan? Bulma inquired. Super Saiyan simply multiplies the original combat power by 50 times, Lu fan explained. 50 times? And just. Bulma wiped her sweat. If you think about it carefully, it's not even as much as what I have to the power of 1. Lu fan said with a smile. Bulma was slightly stunned. It seems so. Every power of Lu fan is 100 times. Of course, I don't calculate by power. I practice destruction, so I calculate the diameter in light years. Lu fan grinned. Bulma looked confused. Light years? How did this astronomical unit of measurement come to be applied to you? So, what's the diameter of that destruction you're talking about? Bulma asked curiously. I have made little progress in recent years, and I have been working most of the time. Lu fan shook his head and sighed softly, my current destruction can only condense an area of 100 light years at most. Bulma. You think 100 light years is too small? That's the distance light takes 100 years to travel. Bulma was speechless. Do you know how big the Milky Way is? Lu fan asked. The Milky Way? I remember our Milky Way is about 100,000 light years away. Bulma replied. So, when 100 light years are placed in front of 100,000 light years, how small do you think it is? Lu fan argued. When you compare it like that, it really doesn't seem like a big deal. Bulma nodded. Although my 100 light-year destruction can easily destroy 100 galaxies, it always feels too small. Lu fan added. Bulma didn't want to talk anymore. You call this small? Can a so much smaller one easily destroy 100 galaxies? I'd better not argue with you about this industry that I'm not familiar with. Look, Goku seems to be confident. What else can he do? Bulma asked. Triple Kaioken. Son Goku roared, and energy surged out of his body crazily. Combat power 17,000. 19,000. 21,000. Bulma exclaimed. Bang! Bulma's detector exploded on the spot. That scared me. Bulma's face was covered with sweat. This is an old type of detector, and it can withstand a maximum combat power value of 20,000, Lu fan explained. So, what is Goku's current combat power? Bulma asked in surprise. Taking into account the energy consumed in the previous battle, the current combat power value has reached at least 23,000. Lu fan replied. Did you just say Vegeta only has 18,000? Bulma asked. That's right. Lu fan nodded. Bang! Vegeta's detector also exploded on the spot. Vegeta turned pale with shock. Are you kidding? I felt as if his energy had changed dramatically. At the moment the detector exploded, I seemed to see that his combat power had reached a level of more than 20,000. How is this possible? He is just a low-ranking soldier. Call out! Son Goku came whizzing towards Vegeta and punched him hard in the face. Vegeta felt unwell and flew backwards. Bang! Son Goku quickly caught up and slammed down with another powerful punch. Vegeta is shot down from the air by Son Goku. Son Goku had no intention of giving up, and drew an arc in the air, appearing right below where Vegeta was. Bang! Son Goku kicked Vegeta high into the air. Vegeta gritted his teeth and stopped in mid-air. Vegeta felt increasingly unwilling. How could this lowly warrior become so powerful? Before Vegeta could adjust his mood, Son Goku came roaring from below. Vegeta hurriedly stretched out his hands, trying to block Son Goku's attack. Bang! Son Goku suddenly changed direction in the air and flew behind Vegeta. Vegeta hastily released an energy bomb. Swish! Son Goku flashed and disappeared from where he was. The energy bomb hit nothing. Vegeta is shocked. Bang! Before Vegeta could react, Son Goku suddenly rushed from the side and kicked Vegeta in the face. Vegeta drew a straight line in the air and plunged headfirst into the stone mountain below, leaving a hole in the mountain. Ah! Vegeta stood up and shouted, shattering the rocks on his body. Suddenly, Son Goku also came flying from a distance. Vegeta was furious. UBD! Vegeta punched Son Goku. Son Goku appeared behind Vegeta in an instant and kicked him in the waist again. Vegeta nearly fell to the ground. Fortunately, Vegeta was a veteran, and he quickly adjusted his body and punched Son Goku. Son Goku dodged Vegeta's punch and suddenly threw an uppercut, hitting Vegeta directly in the abdomen. Vegeta felt unwell and spat out a large mouthful of blood, with sweat dripping down his face. Bang! Vegeta knew that he couldn't fight Kakarot any longer, so he quickly jumped back and landed on the stone mountain behind him. Huff, huff, huff. Son Goku was also breathing heavily, his body suffering from serious injuries. The triple Kaioken made it difficult for Son Goku to adapt to the pain brought by his body. Winner! Bulma cheered. We won! Lu Fan also cheered and took the opportunity to kiss Bulma on the face. Bulma! Do you play like this? Shouldn't I kiss you? How can it be the other way around? But don't be too happy too soon. After all, he is the prince of our Sion. He has other tricks up his sleeve. Lu Fan said with a smile. Why does it look like Goku is injured? Bulma looked at Son Goku and said with some concern. He used a punch that was beyond his ability. Lu Fan explained, it's already very difficult for Son Goku to just stand there now. Ah? Are you saying that Goku can no longer fight? Bulma was stunned. Let's wait and see. Lu Fan smiled. Chapter 111. Vegeta's face looked extremely ugly and his whole body was shaking. So hateful. This low-ranking warrior Kakarot. I am a demon warrior. I am stronger than a genius warrior. In the end, I was defeated by such an inferior fighter. I got beaten badly by this low-ranking soldier. Is Lu Fan right? Is this guy really going to be my lifelong rival? Vegeta suddenly felt regretful at this moment. If I had practiced well with King Kai at that time. I'm afraid I'm in a completely different world now. Maybe I can even surpass Frieza. Hateful. I can't accept it. But am I really going to lose to this inferior warrior? I don't. Kakarot, I'm going to beat you to pieces. Vegeta soared into the sky, gathered energy in his hands, and shouted loudly, Kakarot, if you have the guts, get out of the way. If you get out of the way, I'll destroy the earth. What did you say? Stop joking. The earth is destroyed, and you seem to be able to survive in the universe. Son Goku replied loudly. Humph, of course the earth won't be destroyed immediately. There will be a buffer period. During this buffer period, I will take the universe spaceship to leave here. Vegeta snorted, but by that time, will you and these earthlings still have time to escape? Son Goku's face changed color. I will never let you succeed. Son Goku gathered energy in his hands, triple Kaioken Kamehameha. Let me show you my afterburner. Vegeta laughed. Both of them released powerful energy. Two different energies collided with each other, blooming into brilliant colors in the air. Boom! Accompanied by earth-shaking roars, powerful airflows were released from the energy, shaking the clouds in the sky and dispersing them. What? So similar to my afterburner. Vegeta widened his eyes and increased the energy output. Suddenly, energy fell towards Son Goku below. Ah! Son Goku clearly felt that he could no longer hold on. Vegeta was also desperately releasing energy. 4 times. Son Goku shouted. Boom. The energy released by Son Goku soared up and directly covered Vegeta. Vegeta was shocked. Then, Vegeta was launched into the sky by this powerful energy and soon disappeared without a trace. Huff. Ouch. Son Goku also felt extremely uncomfortable, his body became unstable and he almost fell to the ground. Goku. Krillin rushed over quickly. Dad. Son Gohan also looked worried. Piccolo followed slowly and looked up at the sky. Ha ha ha, Goku, you did a great job. At this time, Yajirobe also came out from his hiding place with a smile on his face. Yajirobe? You are here too. Son Goku was slightly stunned. Didn't you notice? Haha, that means I hit it well. Yajirobe grinned. Son Goku, is he dead? Piccolo asked. No, that guy is still alive. If he died so easily, there would be no need to put so much effort. Son Goku smiled bitterly, now that I am seriously injured. I am afraid it will be difficult to continue fighting. Quadruple Kaioken is simply unbearable. What did you say? Piccolo was stunned. Goku, what's wrong with you? I clearly saw you beating him up just now. Krillin asked. I used the Kaioken beyond its own limits, so I got hurt, Son Goku explained simply. Dad, leave the rest to us. That guy probably doesn't have much energy left, right? Son Gohan gritted his teeth, feeling that as a boy he should share the burden with his father. Ha ha ha, Gohan has grown up. Son Goku said with relief. It would be nice if I had senzu beans. Krillin scratched his head, your injuries would heal immediately, right? Senzu beans. Son Goku was stunned, and then his eyes lit up. Yes. The immortal Jialan gave me 2 magic beans. I ate one on my way back from the underworld. I still have a magic bean on me. Son Goku immediately took out a senzu bean from his body with difficulty. You really do have senzu beans, Goku. Krillin's eyes widened. This is the last one, I won't be polite. Son Goku said, without any reason to be polite, he swallowed the senzu bean and ate it. Suddenly, Son Goku's fatigue was swept away and his injuries were completely healed. Call. Son Goku looked up at the sky with great energy. Hey? Goku has recovered. Bulma was surprised and delighted. Not bad. Lu Fan nodded, Goku's recovery this time has improved his combat power. His basic combat power has reached 15,000. What do you mean? Bulma was slightly startled. Every time Sion recovers from a serious injury, especially when he is on the verge of death, his combat power may increase exponentially. Lu Fan explained, so this time, Goku's basic combat power has increased to 15,000. There is such a setting. Bulma was filled with emotion, I finally understand why Sion is so powerful. Ah! Vegeta was rushed into the sky by the powerful energy, passing through the clouds, shouting. Vegeta gritted his teeth and immediately broke away from the energy bomb. The energy bomb continued to rush into the sky and soon disappeared without a trace. Vegeta looked at the disappearing energy bomb and his expression became extremely ugly. This BD. How come Kakarot's fighting power is greater than mine? Vegeta was furious, this is impossible. I am the most powerful Saiyan. He is just an inferior warrior. Vegeta made up his mind after taking a deep breath. Even though it's a bit unfair, I will still pin you to the ground and rub you hard. Next I'll be a giant ape. I want you to see how powerful I am. Vegeta looked around the sky for the moon. But Vegeta looked around but couldn't find the moon. What the hell, I checked the calendar and it was a full moon the day I arrived on Earth. Vegeta looked around, it really annoys me, where is the moon? Vegeta searched around but to no avail. This damn guy really makes me mad. He must have destroyed the moon beforehand. There is no other way. Although this will reduce my combat power, after I transform into Juran, I at least have a combat power of 70,000. Call out. Vegeta quickly fell from the air and appeared directly in front of Son Goku. Do you want to continue? Son Goku asked Vegeta. Vegeta was slightly stunned. Why does this guy look so energetic? It seemed that his injuries had fully recovered. What is going on? I can't care less. Even if you have recovered to your peak state, as long as I turn into a giant ape, you will still not be my match. Chapter 112. Kakarot, Do you think you can rest assured just because you destroyed the moon? Vegeta shouted. The moon? I don't understand what you're talking about. Son Goku looked confused. Humph, stop playing dumb and let me tell you the secret of why Sion transforms when he sees a full moon. Vegeta smiled lightly. Transform. Son Goku was even more confused. You know that moonlight is the result of sunlight reflecting on the moon, right? Vegeta said with a smile, when sunlight shines on the moon, an electromagnetic wave will appear. This electromagnetic wave can reach 17 million Hz when the moon is full. When our eyes absorb electromagnetic waves above 17 million Hz, they will react to the tail, and then we will start to transform. Son Goku was confused. I don't understand what you are saying. What is Hertz? What is electromagnetic wave? Master Roshi never taught me. Could you please elaborate a little bit? It would be nice if you could say something I could understand. There are many planets in the universe, and there are many moons around the planets. These moons, regardless of size, can only release electromagnetic waves exceeding 17 million Hz when they are full. Vegeta snorted and smiled, however, only a few Scions can make an artificial moon exceeding 17 million Hz. All you have to do is mix the oxygen from this planet into this energy bomb. Bang! A golden energy bomb suddenly appeared in Vegeta's hand. The energy bomb emitted a sacred light the moment it appeared. At the same time, Vegeta's aura also dropped significantly. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Kakarot. Vegeta gasped heavily, no matter how hard you practice, I will still rub you hard on the ground. What on earth do you want to do? Your aura has dropped drastically. I still don't understand what you're doing. Son Goku was confused. Call out. Vegeta waved his hand and threw the artificial moon condensed in his hand high into the sky. Son Goku was stunned again. What does he want to do? Bulma asked, could it be that Goku turned into a giant ape before? Was this the reason? Yes, that's indeed the reason. Lu Fan nodded. Crack. The artificial full moon in the sky shines with divine light. Kakarot, you must be regretting not having a tail, right? Vegeta laughed wildly, and Lu Fan, I noticed a long time ago that your tail is gone too. Do Scions nowadays prefer not to have a tail? As he spoke, Vegeta looked up at the sky, staring closely at the artificial full moon. The next moment, Vegeta's body suddenly changed. Vegeta showed his sharp fangs and his pupils turned scarlet red. Son Goku was shocked. Piccolo's eyes widened and his face turned pale. Krillin. Krillin was completely stunned. Should I release a Chi Yuan Zhan now? What kind of monster is this? Son Goku was shocked. Gigantic ape monster? I remember now. No wonder Grandpa told me not to go outside to play on full moon nights. And the gods won't let me grow a tail. So that's the reason. By the way, I have good news for you. After Sion turns into a giant ape, his combat power will increase tenfold. Vegeta smiled gently. Son Goku was stunned. What? Improved so much? Piccolo exclaimed. What did you say? Son Goku also looked a little ugly. If this guy really increased his strength 10 times. I feel like I'm in danger. Hey! Vegeta rushed towards Son Goku and punched him hard. Son Goku quickly jumped up and dodged Vegeta's attack. Vegeta reacted faster and kicked Son Goku to the ground. Son Goku bounced on the ground, quickly adjusted his body, and landed steadily. Ha ha ha, you react quickly, Kakarot. Take another punch from me. Vegeta laughed wildly and punched down again. Kaioken. Son Goku stands tall and shows 3 times more Kaioken. Bang! Son Goku's combat power with triple Kaioken has reached a height of 45,000. But it's still far from enough compared to Vegeta. Bang! Vegeta's tail swiped lightly and hit Son Goku hard. Son Goku was hit and rolled several times in the air. No way, my senzu beans are wasted. Son Goku said solemnly, even triple Kaioken is no match for him. What do you think, Kakarot? I told you I would rub you to the ground. Vegeta laughed wildly. Son Goku took a deep breath. Judging from your breath, I feel like if I use 5 times Kaioken, I might be able to fight you. But then my body would completely collapse. I can't care less. Kakarot, get ready to be pinned to the ground by me. Vegeta shouted, rushing towards Son Goku again. 5 times Kaioken. Son Goku shouted. Suddenly, Son Goku's combat power skyrocketed to a height of 75,000. Now that Vegeta has turned into a giant ape, his combat power is only 70,000 million. Son Goku has 5,000 more combat power than Vegeta. Bang! Son Goku used his disproportionate body to catch Vegeta's huge fist. What? Vegeta was stunned. He actually caught it. Hey! Son Goku immediately soared into the sky and delivered an uppercut, hitting Vegeta directly on the chin. Ouch! Vegeta howled in pain, feeling as if his jaw was cracked. Bang! Son Goku kicked Vegeta hard on the head again. Vegeta's huge body rolled several times in the air, and suddenly fell to the ground, rolling on the ground continuously. When Vegeta stopped, a large pool of blood spurted out of his mouth. Huff, huff, huff. Son Goku even felt that his body was on the verge of collapse. I can't even handle triple Kaioken, and now I'm using quintuple Kaioken. I feel like I've reached my limit. Ah! Son Goku fell from the air, knelt on one knee, and nearly fell. Vegeta wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and the color became extremely ugly. I have become a giant ape. Did he beat me like this? Unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. Although Son Goku just used 5 times the Kaioken, giving him 5,000 more combat power than Vegeta, he also dealt a heavy blow to Vegeta. But Vegeta is still very tough. Vegeta stood up tenaciously. Chapter 113. I will never forgive you, Kakarot. If I don't rub you to the ground today, I'm not the Prince of Sion. Vegeta shouted. The next moment, Vegeta rushed towards Son Goku again. He wasn't hurt too badly. This is troublesome. Son Goku wanted to cry but had no tears. It seems that the only option is to use Spirit Bomb. Looking at Vegeta who was coming at him quickly, Son Goku put his hands beside his cheeks. Solar Flare. A ball of dazzling light spread wildly in all directions with Son Goku's head as the center. Vegeta was unfortunately hit and his pupils turned white. Then, Son Goku flew away quickly. Bang! Son Goku landed on a rock in the distance and raised his hands high. Earth, ocean, and all living friends, please give me some of your vitality. Son Goku said weakly. In an instant, Spirit Bomb began to condense in Son Goku's hands. Vegeta's vision soon returned to normal. Roar! Vegeta opened his mouth wide and fired an energy bullet from it. Son Goku turned pale with fear and jumped up quickly. Boom! A huge explosion occurred at the location where Son Goku was. When the explosion was over, Son Goku fell to the ground, feeling terrible. This is troublesome. The spirit bomb that I worked so hard to condense has dissipated. Son Goku said with a wry smile. Kakarot, you're already weak, aren't you? Vegeta snorted, although you've learned a lot of skills from that shorty, you're still far behind me. I really don't have any hope of winning. 5 times Kaioken is just too much to bear. Son Goku said weakly. Then you better lie down obediently and let me rub you on the ground. Vegeta laughed and stepped towards Son Goku with his big feet. Son Goku jumped hastily to dodge. Bang! Vegeta slapped Son Goku to the ground as if he was slapping a fly. Bang! Vegeta stomped down again. This time Son Goku didn't dodge, and Vegeta kicked him and broke his leg. Ah! Son Goku let out a scream. Sorry, I stepped on your calf and it's completely deformed. Vegeta said proudly, well, I'm going to rub you on the ground next, so you have to be mentally prepared. As he said that, Vegeta stretched out his hand and prepared to rub Son Goku's body. I can't bear to watch this anymore. Klin gritted his teeth. Dad! Son Gohan clenched his fists and trembled violently. Wait a moment. Piccolo said in a deep voice, this guy is obviously much calmer than the scion named Nappa. If your trick doesn't work, it will be difficult to launch a sneak attack again. How long do we have to wait? Klin asked in a deep voice. When he becomes careless and completely ignores our existence, Piccolo suggested. Okay, you're right, we'll just have to wait. Krillin nodded, Gohan, you have to hold on, we'll find a way to give that guy a fatal blow. Yet. Son Gohan nodded vigorously. Damn it! I'm completely defeated by you. I knew you were very strong, but I didn't expect that my training was far from enough. Son Goku gritted his teeth and said, but if you give me some more time to practice well, I will definitely surpass you. Ha ha ha, stop bragging, cockroach. Vegeta laughed wildly, no matter how much you practice, you can never surpass me. As he spoke, Vegeta's large hands gradually approached Son Goku's body. Call out. Son Goku suddenly waved his hand and a ki blast shot out from his hand. Ki blast hits Vegeta's eye on the spot. Vegeta cried out in pain. He, that was the last of my energy. Sorry, you were too careless. Son Goku smiled. Vegeta was furious. Now I don't even have the strength to wipe my sweat, so please rub it as you like. Son Goku smiled. Vegeta rubbed his injured eyes, angry to the extreme. Kakarot, you BD, you dare to hurt my eyes, let me show you how I will deal with you. Vegeta said, stepped forward and grabbed Son Goku's body, holding him tightly in his hands. Vegeta squeezed hard. Crack, crack. It's as if all of Son Goku's bones are out of place. Ha ha ha, I will let you die in pain. I will crush your body first, and then rub your head on the ground. You must be aware of your thoughts, Kakarot. Vegeta laughed wildly. Krillin, Gohan, it's now. Implement our previous plan immediately. Piccolo said in a deep voice. Yes. Krillin nodded. The three of them acted separately. First, the timid Son Gohan stepped forward to attract Vegeta's attention. Son Gohan appeared right in front of Vegeta and shouted at Vegeta, "You damn scion, let my dad go." "Oh? Are you the little BD of Kakarot?" Vegeta glanced at Son Gohan, "Hey, are you here to see him off?" "Ha ha ha, you showed up at the perfect time. I'm going to crush him to death soon." Devil's Light Killing Cannon. Piccolo was on the other side, condensing a spiral flame in his hand. The spiral flames whizzed towards Vegeta's direction. At the same time, Krillin appeared behind Vegeta and quietly condensed a ki slash. Vegeta immediately looked in the direction of Piccolo and saw the demonic light cannon released by Piccolo. Humph! Such a trifle! Vegeta didn't even try to dodge and slapped the magic light cannon with all his might. Bang! Vegeta's slap directly knocked the Maken Kokatsu cannon away. Chi Yuan Slash! Krillin condensed the Chi Yuan Slash in his hand. At the moment when Vegeta just slammed the demonic light cannon away, Krillin's ki slash also slashed towards Vegeta. Bang! Vegeta jumped up quickly and flew to a high altitude, avoiding the attack of the Ki Yuan Zhan. Krillin's eyes widened. This guy's reaction speed is so fast. Humph, I've long sensed the presence of another person. Want to launch a sneak attack on me? You'd better stop dreaming. Vegeta smiled lightly, his hands still tightly grasping Son Goku. Krillin was desperate. Although this guy is so big, he is very fast. Kakarot's little BD, you are deliberately attracting my attention here just to make them kill me, right? Vegeta said with a smile. Son Gohan was so scared that his whole body was shaking and he kept backing away. Chapter 114. Give it back to you. Vegeta waved his hand lightly, and an energy bullet flew in the direction of Son Gohan. Gohan! Son Goku was shocked and hurriedly called Son Gohan's name. Son Gohan was so frightened that he just stood there and forgot to dodge. At this critical moment, Piccolo rushed over quickly and used his body to block Son Gohan. Uncle Piccolo! Son Gohan's eyes widened. Boom! With a loud bang, Piccolo was covered by the released energy. Oh! This Namek guy is quite loyal, actually protecting a child. Vegeta snorted. Wait until the smoke clears. Piccolo just stretched out his arms and stood in front of Son Gohan, with smoke coming out of his body. Uncle Piccolo, Uncle Piccolo! Son Gohan burst into tears. Son Goku was also stunned. Klin was a little confused. Piccolo Daimao, actually sacrificed himself to save Gohan? Bang! Piccolo suddenly fell to the ground, his breathing became weak, and it was obvious that he was dying. Wow, Uncle Piccolo! Son Gohan burst into tears. Gohan, I'm very happy during this time with you. Piccolo said with a smile. After saying this, Piccolo's head tilted and he died. Wow! Son Gohan howled loudly, energy surging wildly from his body. Puff! Suddenly, Yajirobe swung his knife fiercely and cut off Vegeta's tail in one stroke. Ah! Vegeta never expected that there was another person nearby. Vegeta's face changed color and his body trembled violently before quickly returning to its original state. Yajirobe immediately ran away. Wow! Son Gohan launched a fierce attack in the direction where Vegeta was. For a moment, Vegeta was actually beaten by Son Gohan and was unable to fight back. What? This damn brat! Why has his fighting power increased to such a high level? Vegeta was shocked. Bang, bang, bang. The battle lasted about 10 seconds. Son Gohan's anger gradually dissipated a lot, and his fighting ability dropped significantly. Bang! Vegeta hits Son Gohan in the stomach with an uppercut. Ouch! Son Gohan let out a wail of pain. What? You little brat want to avenge that Namek guy? Vegeta snorted coldly. Call out! Krillin came quickly from a distance and was about to launch a sneak attack on Vegeta. Bang! Vegeta kicked over and hit Krillin in the head. Krillin bounced several times on the ground, then fell head first to the ground, feeling as if all the bones in his body were broken. Don't you want to play your cards in order? Vegeta snorted. Then, Vegeta stepped forward and grabbed Son Gohan. Bang! Vegeta rammed Son Gohan's face right into his head. Son Gohan yelled in pain. Humph, your father is a waste, and you are also a waste. Vegeta sneered, I will let you die next to your father, go. Vegeta said, throwing Son Gohan near Son Goku. Gohan. Son Goku said in a deep voice. Dad. Son Gohan struggled to crawl to his father's side. Hey, they're dying. Lu Fan, are you really going to just watch them die without helping? Bulma asked hurriedly. Don't worry, it's not the last moment yet. Lu Fan said with a smile. It's already this late, isn't it the final moment yet? Bulma wiped her sweat. Goku and the others are almost killed, Piccolo is dead. If Piccolo dies, the Dragon Ball on Earth will disappear too, right? Isn't there Namek's Dragon Ball? Lu Fan smiled. Bulma was speechless. Namek will become a new battlefield. Lu Fan murmured, I will bring more people with me then. I believe it will be more interesting. Bring more people. Bulma was a little confused about what that meant. The battle scene. Gohan, Daddy is covered in wounds and can hardly move. You should fight for me. Son Goku said weakly, his strength is already very weak. Oh? Kakarot, you're quite tenacious. You haven't lost consciousness yet. Vegeta snorted. No, Dad, he's too strong, I can't beat him. Son Gohan shook his head, lacking confidence. It doesn't matter if you can't beat him, you can kill his prestige. Son Goku said, besides, you have Krillin to help you. No, Dad. I can't move either. Son Gohan shook his head. Do you want Piccolo to die in vain? Son Goku shouted. Call out. Vegeta dropped from the sky and stepped on Son Goku. Puff. Blood spurted out of Son Goku's mouth. Vegeta then placed his feet on Son Goku's body, rubbing them back and forth on the ground. How about Kakarot? Didn't I tell you? I'm going to rub you to the ground. Vegeta laughed wildly. Son Gohan was shocked and angry. Stop it. I'm going to defeat you. Son Gohan gritted his teeth and stood up. Oh? You little half-blood brat, you think you can defeat me? Vegeta snorted. Magic Flash. Son Gohan waved his hands and released a powerful energy from his hands. The energy flew straight in Vegeta's direction. Vegeta quickly jumped up and dodged the energy attack. Hey! Son Gohan kicked Vegeta hard, sending him flying up to a higher level. Vegeta's nose was crooked with anger, and he quickly adjusted his body and kicked Son Gohan in the face. Son Gohan howled in pain. You little half-blood BD, do you think you can defeat me, Vegeta? Vegeta snorted coldly and rushed towards Son Gohan. The two men engaged in a fierce confrontation. Krillin, come here quickly, I have something to tell you. Son Goku whispered. Ah! Goku, are you going to die? Is that why you told me what to do after your death? Krillin walked forward with gritted teeth. Son Goku. I'm not telling you what to do after my death. I just want to give you the spirit bombs I collected. Son Goku explained. Spirit bomb? What is that? Krillin was stunned. This is the energy I collected from Earth. Even though I ran away halfway, it's still enough to deal with that Vegeta guy. Son Goku replied, now you hold my hand. I still don't understand. Although Krillin said this, he immediately reached out to Son Goku. Son Goku handed the spirit bomb in his hand to Krillin. Hey? What is this? Krillin also immediately sensed the powerful force brought by the spirit bomb. Chapter 115. Put it in your palm and condense it into a ball. Son Goku said. Krillin gritted his teeth and concentrated the spirit bomb. Hurry up, Gohan can't hold on any longer. Son Goku urged. Bang! The next moment, a light blue ball of light appeared in Krillin's hand. Yeah, that's it. Son Goku nodded. Throw it at Vegeta, and make sure you hit him. Okay, I'll try. Krillin responded. Far away. The battle between Vegeta and Son Gohan continues. Son Gohan was struggling to hold on, already covered in bruises. Oh no! This guy is so agile, I'm afraid I can't hit him. Krillin gritted his teeth. Little Krillin, the spirit bomb does not rely on the eyes to hit the target, but is released by sensing the evil aura. King Kai's voice suddenly came. Hey? Who is it? Krillin was stunned. I am King Kai, King Kai said, I will not go into details. Just do as I say. Just sense his evil aura and then let go and throw the spirit bomb. I understand. Krillin nodded vigorously. After 30 seconds. Okay, I finally captured your evil aura. Krillin's heart moved and a look of surprise appeared on his face. What are you dithering about? Yajirobe couldn't stand it anymore and shouted at Krillin. If you want to fight, fight quickly. What's brewing there? What a hassle. What? Vegeta was stunned and immediately turned his head to look over here. Krillin felt unwell. This idiot. At this point, Krillin had no choice but to fire the spirit bomb. Krillin waved his hand and fired the spirit bomb directly at Vegeta. What is this? Vegeta suddenly realized that this thing was unusual. The next moment, Vegeta jumped up and dodged the spirit bomb attack. The spirit bomb flew in the direction of Son Gohan behind Vegeta. Ah! 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 Son Gohan was a little confused. Uncle Krillin, why are you hitting me? Gohan, block it back, said Son Gohan. Son Gohan's eyes widened, and he quickly raised his hand to bounce the spirit bomb away. Vegeta's eyes widened, horror written all over his face. Bang! Vegeta was unfortunately hit and was hit by the spirit bomb. Vegeta let out screams, and was soon hit high into the sky by the spirit bomb, disappearing from sight in an instant. We win! Bulma exclaimed, and kissed Lu Fan on the face. However, when Bulma took a bite, she suddenly felt as if her lips were electrocuted. I suddenly remembered that my body is condensed from pure destructive energy. Lu Fan said. What do you mean? Bulma was stunned. That is to say, if I can't control myself well, you might turn into slag, Lu Fan explained. Bulma. I kiss you and then I turn into ash? And you just kissed me. Bulma snorted. It doesn't matter anymore. Lu Fan said. Bulma felt sick. Great, we hit him, we succeeded. Krillin cheered. Dad. Son Gohan also breathed a sigh of relief and walked forward with a bruised face. You guys did a great job. Son Goku also smiled. Piccolo can rest in peace. Krillin smiled. Yeah. Son Goku nodded slightly. Bang. The next moment, Vegeta fell rapidly from the air and his body hit the ground heavily. Vegeta fell down and was knocked unconscious. It's Sion. Son Gohan looked solemn. It doesn't matter, it's a dead body. Krillin stepped forward and kicked Vegeta twice. This guy deserves it. Dig a hole and bury him later. Are you going to dig a hole for yourself? Vegeta opened his eyes and sneered. Krillin's eyes widened at that moment, his face showing horror. This didn't even kill him. You beat me so hard, but do you think you can kill me like this? Vegeta gritted his teeth and stood up. Krillin trembled with fear. Although I took a heavy blow, I still have enough strength to kill you. Vegeta snorted and slapped Krillin to the ground. Son Gohan was also completely horrified. You have almost exhausted all the energy of a demon warrior like me. You have brought me to this point. I will never let you go. A murderous look appeared on Vegeta's face. Boom. Then, powerful energy suddenly burst out from Vegeta's body. Suddenly, with Vegeta as the center, energy spread wildly in all directions. There was a huge explosion at the scene. After the smoke gradually dissipated, Vegeta gasped for breath and turned to look at the people present. What the FK? With such destructive power, How come all of them are still alive? These little ants are quite tenacious. Vegeta felt like he couldn't stand steadily, swaying back and forth, and could fall down at any time. You are more tenacious than I thought. I must kill you quickly so that I can have a good rest. Vegeta gritted his teeth and flew up, muttering to himself, otherwise, Lu Fan will make fun of me when he sees me like this. Bulma. Don't you know? Lu Fan had seen it clearly. Bulma smiled and looked at Lu Fan. Don't look at me, I'm so handsome, be careful not to get amorous. Lu Fan said. Bulma wiped her sweat. God, I'm so excited. Snap. Vegeta came to Son Gohan first. Vegeta suddenly discovered that this kid had a tail growing behind him. What? He actually grew a tail. Vegeta was horrified, this is bad. If he transforms, it will be very troublesome. I must kill him immediately, otherwise I will be in danger. Just when Vegeta was about to kill Son Gohan, Vegeta suddenly sensed something was wrong behind him. Vegeta looked back and saw a fat man swinging a knife towards him. Vegeta's expression changed again and again. It was Yajirobe who made the move. Hey! Yajirobe slashed Vegeta's back with his sword. The knife cut through the armor on Vegeta's back and left a long bloody mark on his back. Plop! Yajirobe used too much force and fell to the ground. Vegeta also fell to the ground in pain. Ha ha, ha 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 ha. Yajirobe laughed happily, stood up and kicked Vegeta hard. You bad guy, you got your comeuppance, you deserve it. Yajirobe kicked Vegeta again and again, so? You can't beat me, Yajirobe, right? Chapter 116. Vegeta was hit by the grass machine and got up from the ground. Yajirobe's smile gradually froze. This guy didn't die? You despicable guy, you only know how to launch sneak attacks. Vegeta gritted his teeth and stood up. Hey! Yajirobe swung his sword again. Vegeta dodged in a panic, feeling that his strength had reached its limit. Yajirobe! Can you avoid this? Are you God? I'm sorry, I was just joking with you. It hurts, doesn't it? Can your tail be reattached through surgery? Yajirobe immediately admitted his mistake. Also, I respect you very much. Let's be friends. I will be your excellent little brother. Bang! Vegeta kicked Yajirobe so hard that he rolled over several times. Yajirobe screamed in pain. Vegeta followed and punched Yajirobe's fat face again. Yajirobe fell to the ground and almost fainted. Huff, huff. I will never let you go. I'll kill you, fat guy, first. Vegeta walked towards Yajirobe. Gohan, look at the moon in the sky. Son Goku shouted at Son Gohan. Plop. Son Gohan rolled off the rock and looked up at the artificial full moon that appeared in the sky. Oh no! We can't let him transform. Vegeta was horrified and didn't even bother to kill Yajirobe. He rushed forward and kicked Son Gohan hard. Roar! Son Gohan roared as his body changed drastically, transforming into a giant ape. Oh no, we're doomed if this kid transforms. I must kill him now. Vegeta punched Son Gohan again and again. However, Son Gohan's growth trend did not stop. Oh no! I forgot the most important thing at the critical moment, it's the tail. As long as his tail is cut off, he won't be able to transform. Vegeta immediately stepped forward and hugged Son Gohan's tail. Son Gohan punched down and hit Vegeta's head immediately. Vegeta's head was spinning and he fell to the ground. Son Gohan completed his transformation, breathing heavily, and turned into a black gorilla. Vegeta's face was filled with despair. The trip to Earth really put me in a state of embarrassment. A hole. If Lu Fan comes over, he will definitely laugh at me. But now that things have come to this, I have to get out of here quickly. If I don't leave, I'll die here. Ah! The giant ape Son Gohan picked up a huge rock and was about to destroy the planet. Vegeta was slightly stunned. Yes. This kid is the child of a low-ranking soldier. So he will lose his mind after transforming into a giant ape. Well, that must be the case. Gohan, it's Sion. Go and beat Sion. Krillin shouted loudly. Vegeta. This bald boy. Don't remind him. Son Gohan seemed to suddenly realize something and immediately turned to look at Vegeta. Vegeta's expression changed again and again. The next moment, Son Gohan raised the big rock in his hand and smashed it towards Vegeta. Vegeta turned pale with fright and dodged quickly. Bang! The huge stone fell to the ground and broke into several pieces. Fortunately, Gohan is still sane and has half Earthling blood. That's great. Krillin breathed a sigh of relief. Huff, huff, huff. Vegeta fell from the air, feeling waves of fatigue. This is really bad. This is trouble. The moon I created won't disappear in another hour, so we have no choice but to find a way to cut off his tail. Vegeta said, gritting his teeth. Call out. The giant ape Son Gohan rushed towards Vegeta, and his huge figure seemed like a mountain. Bang! Vegeta raised his hand upwards, and a key slash appeared in his hand. Krillin! That's my secret weapon. When did you learn it secretly? Call out. Vegeta threw the Kizan towards Son Gohan's tail. Puff! The Kijin slash directly cut off Son Gohan's tail. Son Gohan's pupils shrank sharply, and his body immediately changed shape in the air. Vegeta smiled. But then Vegeta's smile gradually froze. Because Vegeta discovered that Son Gohan had turned into a giant ape and was pressing down on him. This guy's weight now seems like a mountain. It would take at least 10 seconds for him to completely transform back into human form. This is bad. Moreover, I was seriously injured and my physical strength was exhausted to the limit, so I couldn't move. Pa! Son Gohan just pressed Vegeta hard to the ground. Vegeta felt as if all his internal organs were out of place and he felt extremely uncomfortable. After Son Gohan overwhelmed Vegeta, his body gradually returned to its original size. This time Vegeta really felt like he was going to fail. Vegeta gritted his teeth and prepared to clench his fist to deliver a fatal blow to Son Gohan. However, Vegeta tragically discovered that he didn't even have the strength to clench his fist. I'd better get out of here right away. I'm going to die if this goes on. Vegeta took out a remote control from his pocket with difficulty and pressed a button on it. Then, Vegeta just waited silently for the arrival of the universe ship. It's really shocking, is this guy immortal? Klin exclaimed. Swish! Suddenly, the figure at the scene flashed. Lu Fan appeared next to Vegeta through instant transmission. Lu Fan! Vegeta was stunned, and asked in surprise and joy, when did you come? I've been here a long time ago. Lu Fan smiled. You came at the right time, kill them all quickly. They made me so embarrassed. Vegeta said hurriedly. Klin's expression changed again and again. Son Goku was also startled. Son Gohan fainted. Yajirobe was so scared that he peed his pants on the spot. Is this guy an accomplice of Vegeta? This is bad. We are all hurt. He will kill us all. It should be easy for him to kill us now. Vegeta, I came here to ask you, how did you feel about your battle with Kakarot this time? Lu Fan said with a smile. Vegeta. I'm almost beaten to death, how can I feel anything? I brought you to King Kai's planet with good intentions, and asked you to practice well with King Kai, but what happened is that you bullied King Kai so much that he almost became incontinent. Lu Fan sighed. Kai. Supreme Kai, you don't have to go into such detail. Chapter 117. Stop talking nonsense. Vegeta bared his teeth. Could you please talk less? I really don't even have the strength to speak. We were talking. Call out. Vegeta's universe ship came flying from a distance. Vegeta's face showed surprise. I have to get out of this place quickly. As for this guy Lu Fan, if he wants to stay, it's up to him. Bang! Lu Fan kicked him. There was only a muffled sound, and Vegeta's universe spaceship flew directly into the sky and disappeared in an instant. Vegeta's smile gradually froze. That's my universe ship. UFGBD. Are you kicking my universe spaceship like a ball? Now, you should know that you can't go back, right? Lu Fan grinned. What do you want to do? Vegeta asked through gritted teeth. It's okay, I just want to chat with you. Lu Fan said with a smile. Vegeta. If you want to chat, wait until I heal my injury and then we can have a good chat. I'm almost dying now. Is it okay for you to chat with me? Do you know you are wrong? Lu Fan said, putting his foot on Vegeta. Take it away. Vegeta was furious. Son Goku is silent. Krillin was also confused. What is the relationship between this person who claims to be Bulma's boyfriend and Vegeta? Aren't you an accomplice of Vegeta? Are you guys fighting among yourselves? I really don't understand. You really disappoint me, Vegeta. Lu Fan sighed, pressing Vegeta's body with his feet and rolling back and forth on the ground. Rolling and rolling. Vegeta was seriously injured after all, and he fainted with his head tilted. Hey, wake up, don't feel dizzy. Lu Fan walked up and patted Vegeta on the head. Vegeta was abruptly awakened by Lu Fan. Krillin. What a cruel guy. The person had fainted, and you slapped him/her back to sleep. Suddenly I felt that at this moment, I was on Vegeta's side. You, Lu Fan. What do you mean? Vegeta was so angry that his lungs exploded. Look, I told you to follow me, but you didn't listen. I told you to practice with King Kai, but you didn't listen. I told you to have a peaceful heart, but you didn't listen. Lu Fan sighed, and once again rolled over on Vegeta's body with his feet, and said, I'm doing this for your own good, do you understand? Vegeta. UFGBD. Why do you say this in the same tone as my father? You're right. I'm actually your father's reincarnation. Lu Fan said. Vegeta didn't want to talk anymore. No one would believe that. But Vegeta was too badly injured, and perhaps because the way he glared just now was not right, he accidentally fainted again. Why are you dizzy again? Lu Fan shook his head, forget it, let you dizzy for a while. After Lu Fan finished talking to himself, he turned and looked at Krillin. Krillin's pupils shrank sharply and his expression changed again and again. I can faint by myself, okay. Krillin wiped his sweat. As he said that, Krillin hurriedly slapped his bald head. Krillin felt his consciousness becoming increasingly blurred. I'd better faint. No matter how hard I try now, I can never be a match for Vegeta, my accomplice. Now I can only take a gamble. This man turned out to be Bulma's boyfriend. It shouldn't kill us. But I think he will torture us. I fainted and let him torture me. This is what Krillin thought. Lu Fan. Did I say I was going to make you faint? Lu Fan shook his head and looked at Yajirobe. Yajirobe was so frightened that his legs were shaking. He hesitated for a moment, then tilted his head and lay on a rock, pretending to be faint. Lu Fan had no choice but to look at Son Goku again. Son Goku. Son Goku didn't know what to say. Let me heal your wound first. Lu Fan said, and took out a magic bean. This is one of the senzu beans that Lu Fan and Vegeta grabbed from the immortal Garen when they came to Earth. This is senzu beans, take it and eat it. Lu Fan smiled slightly, raised the heartbeat in his hand, and pointed it at Son Goku's mouth, catch it. Son Goku. Son Goku had no choice but to open his mouth. Bang! The senzu bean fell into Son Goku's mouth. Son Goku ate the senzu beans quickly. Suddenly, Son Goku's fatigue was swept away and his injuries were immediately healed. At the same time, Son Goku's combat power has also increased from the previous 15,000 to 22,000. The improvement this time is not huge, but it is still very significant. Thank you, your name is Lu Fan, right? You are a good person. Son Goku jumped up from the ground. Yajirobe glanced over here secretly. Hey? Does this guy have senzu beans? He healed Son Goku's injuries? This guy Goku also said he was a good guy. I'm a little confused about his routine. Practice well. Lu Fan stepped forward and patted Son Goku on the shoulder. You're right, I should practice hard. I didn't expect that even though I've practiced so hard, I'm still no match for Vegeta. Son Goku nodded solemnly. Be content. You've only been training with King Kai for half a year, and you're almost catching up with our Prince Vegeta. Lu Fan said with a smile. Ah! I suddenly remembered that he is our Scion Prince. Son Goku understood. Okay, go quickly with your friends. Lu Fan said, I'll take Vegeta back and clean up. Okay. Son Goku nodded, anyway, I still want to thank you for healing my injury this time. Lu Fan waved. Then, Lu Fan walked forward and stomped hard on Vegeta's leg. Vegeta's body muscles twitched and his calves were raised to a higher level. Lu Fan grabbed Vegeta's ankle and dragged him across the ground. Son Goku. So barbaric. Will Vegeta be dragged to death by him? Vegeta, you work hard on your training, and I will do the same. I will challenge you again after some time. Swish. Lu Fan used instant transmission and disappeared with Vegeta in an instant. In a flash, Lu Fan appeared at the headquarters of the Universal Capsule Group with Vegeta. Bulma. You, Lu Fan, why did you bring this bad guy to my house? Bulma was about to cry. Why not make him into meat buns and feed him to the dog? Lu Fan thought with his chin in his hand. No. That's too cruel. Bulma wiped the sweat off her face and shouted. In that case, let's wake him up first. Lu Fan said, slapping Vegeta on the face. Bulma. Bulma really didn't know what to say. I can't keep up with your pace. Vegeta was jerked awake. Vegeta opened his eyes and felt that his life was almost coming to an end. Chapter 118. Come on, Vegeta, eat this and your injuries will be completely healed. Lu Fan said, raising the senzu bean in his hand high. What is that? Vegeta asked weakly. This is called senzu beans. After you eat it, your strength and injuries will be completely restored. Lu Fan said, open your mouth. Vegeta. Vegeta was gnashing with hatred. But at this point, Vegeta has no other choice. Vegeta had no choice but to open his mouth. The magic beans in Lu Fan's hand also rolled down. The senzu beans fell directly into Vegeta's mouth. Vegeta ate the senzu beans. Vegeta's eyes widened at that moment, and his face showed shock. Vegeta jumped up from the ground, silently feeling the huge changes in his body. This time when Vegeta woke up, his combat power also increased to 24,000. Hey, Lu Fan, how did you target me just now? Vegeta snorted coldly. Then, Vegeta saw Bulma next to Lu Fan. Hey? What is this place? Vegeta was stunned. I seem to have been to this place before. Isn't this the headquarters of the Universal Capsule Group? You are the little girl named Bulma, right? It's me. Bulma nodded. I haven't seen you for a few years. You've grown so big. Vegeta snorted. Bang! Lu Fan slapped Vegeta and knocked him to the ground. Then, Lu Fan stepped on Vegeta's face. Vegeta looked confused. What's going on? My combat effectiveness has clearly improved. I can't even block Lu Fan's attack? Bulma is my girlfriend. Be more polite when speaking to her next time. Look how scared you made her. Lu Fan scolded unhappily. Dead, dead. Vegeta shivered. Bulma stopped talking, not realizing how cruel Lu Fan was. Bulma, on the contrary, felt warm inside at this moment. There is a small feeling of happiness. Girlfriend? He said I was his girlfriend? Ah! Vegeta was really beaten to a pulp. I was injured before and you bullied me, but I haven't settled the score with you yet. Now I have fully recovered, and my fighting ability has also been greatly improved. I don't believe that I can't beat you. Energy exploded from Vegeta. Energy explosion, right? Ah, right. Lu Fan said as he rolled hard on Vegeta's body. Although Vegeta burst out a lot of energy, it was of no use. Lu Fan is formed by the condensation of destructive energy. With Vegeta's tiny combat power value, it's really not enough for Lu Fan to fight. Not to mention Lu Fan, even Frieza would be pressed and rubbed by Lu Fan's clone at this time. You still dare to glare at me? Lu Fan said, rolling Vegeta even harder. Vegeta struggled for a long time but didn't get any benefit, so he just gave up. Vegeta just lay on the ground, letting Lu Fan put his feet on his body and roll back and forth. Vegeta wanted to die. When did Lu Fan become so powerful? How abominable! I thought I would be able to defeat him after improving these combat abilities. 2 at BB+. Hey, I agree to be the gods of destruction. Vegeta suddenly said. Do you think you can become the gods of destruction whenever you want? Lu Fan shouted angrily, I told you to defeat Kakarot, but you got beaten to such a pulp by Kakarot. Humph, if you have the guts, let me go. I'm going to find Kakarot for another fight right now. This time I'm going to beat him to a pulp. Vegeta's face was full of confidence. You'd better not go over there and ask for trouble. If you go over there again this time, Kakarot will pin you to the ground and rub you. Lu Fan sighed. Now Son Goku's combat power has reached a height of 22,000. Although his basic combat power is not as good as Vegeta. In fact, it is only 2,000 lower than Vegeta. But don't forget, Son Goku knows Kaioken. When Son Goku uses double Kaioken, his combat power will reach 40,000. If that's not rubbing Vegeta on the ground, what is that? You are such a joke. Lu Fan. I admit that I am no match for you now. But it is still easy for me to defeat Kakarot. Vegeta laughed. Really? Then I'll take you to challenge Kakarot right now. Lu Fan did not object. Lu Fan, is Goku really capable of this? Does he have to keep fighting after finally finishing the fight? Bulma asked worriedly. You just keep an eye on it with the crystal ball. Lu Fan said, and took Vegeta through instant transmission and returned to Son Goku in an instant. Son Goku had already picked up Gohan, and woke up Krillin and Yajirobe, preparing to take them to the hospital for simple treatment. However, just when Son Goku was about to leave, Lu Fan had already appeared with Vegeta right in front of Son Goku and the others. Krillin turned pale with fear. Krillin could tell at a glance that Vegeta's injuries had fully recovered. Has this guy recovered from his serious injuries before? How many senzu beans does this guy have? This is troublesome. Yajirobe wanted to cry. How dare you say that? I remember that the immortal Garen had a lot of magic beans. Where did these beans go in the end? Krillin asked, gritting his teeth. Yajirobe's face turned red at that moment. Did you eat it? Krillin asked. Ahem, there isn't much to eat there, so I eat a senzu bean when I have nothing to do, otherwise I'll get hungry easily. Yajirobe laughed dryly. So, there's not a single senzu bean left in the jar. Krillin sighed. Isn't this the point? The point is that the guy woke up again. And he recovered. Yajirobe shouted at Krillin. At this time, the sky had gradually darkened. Kakarot, do you want to have a one-on-one fight late at night? Vegeta looked up at the sky and said to Son Goku with a smile. Krillin. Son Goku handed Son Gohan in his arms to Krillin. Goku, be careful. Krillin nodded. Got it. Son Goku nodded and stepped forward. Humph, if it weren't for these guys helping you in the previous battle, you would have been killed by me. Vegeta snorted, Lu Fan, didn't you say you were here the whole time? Am I right? Yes, but not entirely. Lu Fan said, if you don't turn into a giant ape, do you think you can beat Kakarot? Vegeta. Vegeta glanced down at his tail. This is so FG. Why is the tail gone? Didn't the magic bean make a tail grow? What a pity. But it doesn't matter, my combat effectiveness has been greatly improved. I will never lose to Kakarot again. Chapter 119. Well, let's start over again Kakarot. Vegeta smiled. Okay. Son Goku nodded and said to Krillin and Yajirobe, don't do anything, you two. Well, come on. I won't do anything this time no matter what you say. Yajirobe nodded vigorously, I'm just an ordinary earthling. I don't want to get involved in a star war. Come on, Goku, said Krillin. Son Goku and Vegeta stepped towards each other. The two people are getting closer and closer. When they were about 3 meters away, the two of them immediately prepared for battle. Vegeta, I will definitely go all out this time, I hope you'll be careful. Son Goku said calmly. What did you say? Are you qualified to say such things? The person who should be saying this should be me, Vegeta. Vegeta was so angry that his nose was crooked. Boom. Vegeta's aura exploded, and he increased his energy to the extreme. And after sensing Vegeta's powerful aura, Krillin felt somewhat desperate. How come this guy's aura has become stronger than before? How can we fight this? Kaioken. Son Goku also releases energy and directly performs a double Kaioken. Son Goku's combat power value also soared to a height of 44,000. What? After this battle, Vegeta was able to slightly sense the opponent's breath. Vegeta could clearly sense the powerful aura emanating from Son Goku. Vegeta looked stunned. How did Kakarot's aura become so strong? Are you kidding? Wow! Vegeta flew off in the direction where Son Goku was. The arrow is on the string and must be shot. Swish! Son Goku gently turned sideways and dodged Vegeta's attack. Bang! Then, Son Goku slapped Vegeta on the back of the neck. Vegeta felt his brain go blank at that moment, and his consciousness became increasingly blurred. Snap! Vegeta's head tilted and he fainted. Krillin was dumbfounded. Krillin widened his eyes, looking surprised, puzzled and confused. Vegeta, are you letting me down? How did you let Goku slap you unconscious? Yajirobe was also scratching his head. Son Goku was also a little confused. I didn't expect that I have become so strong. Not bad. Lu Fan commented, there's nothing for you to do now, you can leave. Son Goku. Okay, let's go, Krillin. Son Goku called. Why not take this opportunity to kill Vegeta? Krillin asked. No need, he can't cause any big waves anymore. Son Goku smiled. That's true. How did you become so powerful, Goku? Krillin was a little confused. When Sion recovers from near death, his combat effectiveness will be greatly improved. Lu Fan explained. So that's how it is. I thought it was a little strange, now I finally understand. Son Goku suddenly realized. Krillin. Is there such a setting? This is unfair. Krillin sighed. Let's go. Son Goku called. Okay. Krillin nodded vigorously. Lu Fan, goodbye. Son Goku smiled. The next moment, Son Goku held Son Gohan and flew into the sky with Krillin. Yajirobe. Hey, don't you want me anymore? Yajirobe was panicking. Are you all flying away, leaving me alone? Sorry. Son Goku quickly ran down and stretched out his other hand to pull up Yajirobe. Several people left the scene. Lu Fan stepped forward and slapped Vegeta awake. Vegeta was in a trance, just looking up at the stars in the sky, unable to say anything. I was actually knocked unconscious by a low-ranking soldier? Are you kidding? I must be dreaming. If this is a dream, let him wake up quickly. Now you know the gap between you and Kakarot, right? Lu Fan sat down next to Vegeta. Damn it! This is impossible, he's just a low-level warrior. Vegeta still didn't want to admit this fact. If you also know Kaioken, your combat power may not be inferior to his. Lu Fan said, he used double Kaioken, so his combat power will be doubled. His current basic combat power has reached 22,000. With double Kaioken, what do you think it will be? What? 44,000. Vegeta said in a lost voice. Congratulations on learning how to answer questions quickly. Lu Fan said. Vegeta. Don't be ridiculous, how could Sion's combat power reach over 40,000? Vegeta said in a deep voice. Everything is possible. Lu Fan smiled. Vegeta didn't want to talk anymore, feeling the 1 million critical damage. I strongly doubt that Kakarot is not a low-level fighter at all. How can a low-level soldier increase his combat effectiveness to over 20,000? How long has it been? Do you know Frisia's combat power value? Lu Fan suddenly asked. Frisia. Vegeta looked up at the sky, still in a trance and not fully awake. Vegeta was indeed almost losing himself due to the blow from Son Goku. He was knocked down in one move. Vegeta thought about it carefully now. Of the remaining Sion, I can't beat Kakarot, and I can't beat Lu Fan. All I can do is bully Kakarot's mixed-race son. Vegeta tried hard to hold back his tears. It's so sad, I'm the Prince of Sion. One of these two is a low-ranking soldier, and the other is my follower. Where is my face? Don't think too much. You've been surpassed anyway. From now on, just... Lu Fan sighed. Are you trying to say that as long as I work hard in the future, I will definitely surpass you? Vegeta bared his teeth. No, I mean you will get used to it in the future. Lu Fan said. Vegeta. Frisia's fighting power? Humph, how much fighting power can that guy have? Vegeta immediately changed the subject, or it would be more appropriate to say Frisia. What do you think? Lu Fan asked with a smile. Humph, Frisia's combat power is only about a few 100,000 at best, right? Vegeta snorted. That's nothing. As long as I can transform into a giant ape, my combat power will reach 240,000. It will be easy to defeat that Frisia guy. There's no need for a Super Saiyan at all. Chapter 120. Let me tell you, Frisia's combat power is 530,000. Lu Fan said. Vegeta's eyes widened at that moment, staring at Lu Fan in surprise. Are you kidding me? Vegeta asked in disbelief. I knew you didn't believe it. Lu Fan sighed. Humph, I believe it. Vegeta gritted his teeth, 530,000, right? As long as I raise my combat power to over 50,000, and then turn into a giant ape, I will definitely be able to defeat Frieza. I'm only talking about Frieza's first form. Frieza's second form's combat power is about 1 million. Lu Fan added. Vegeta was stunned at that moment, and was in a daze for a long time before he came to his senses. You, do you think that Frieza guy can transform again? Vegeta was stunned. So, now you know the gap between you and him, right? Lu Fan said with a smile. This, has his combat power reached 1 million? Vegeta stuttered, if this is true, that's ridiculous. I once fantasized about fighting him. Lu Fan just smiled and didn't respond. Wait a minute, you mentioned the second form. Since you can say that, is there a third form? Vegeta reacted immediately. Yes, his third form's combat power is about 2 million. Lu Fan added. Vegeta didn't want to talk anymore. Frieza has a third form? His combat power has reached 2 million? By the way, he has a fourth form. Lu Fan continued. Vegeta rolled his eyes and nearly fainted. Why does Frieza have so many forms? Humph, what you mean is, his fourth form, his combat power has reached 3 million. Vegeta asked through gritted teeth. Yeah, the fourth form of Frieza has a basic combat power of around 3 million. Lu Fan nodded. Damn. 3 million combat power. Vegeta clenched his fists tightly, his whole body shaking violently. I feel like I'll never be able to kill Frieza in my lifetime? Even if I become a Super Saiyan, can I really defeat this guy? Vegeta didn't quite believe in the legend of Super Saiyan. With your current combat power, even if you become a Super Saiyan, you are still not enough to defeat Frieza. Lu Fan smiled. Humph, didn't you say you wanted me to be the gods of destruction? How can I be the gods of destruction when I can't even beat Frieza? Vegeta was indignant. Listen to what I have to say. Frieza's basic combat power is 3 million. Do you know how high his combat power will reach after he bursts out with all his strength? Lu Fan asked with a smile. Vegeta was stunned. Isn't the combat power of 3 million the ultimate combat power? Will it continue to improve? Lu Fan stretched out one finger, then two. What? 12 million? Vegeta exclaimed. No, it's 120 million. Lu Fan said. Vegeta's mind was in a trance again. UFGBD. If you say 12 million, I think I still have a chance to catch up with him. You said his fighting power is 120 million, so I'd better just be his little brother. I don't think I'll ever be able to defeat Frieza. There was a long silence. What about you, Lu Fan? What's your fighting power? Vegeta asked. My combat power is not calculated like this. If you really have to calculate it, you can think of it as being about 100 to the 20th power, Lu Fan replied. What did you say? Vegeta's pupils shrank sharply. Do you have no idea about 100 to the 20th power? Lu Fan smiled. It's actually very simple. It's just 40 zeros after 100. Vegeta remained silent. Vegeta is calculating whether this many zeros can be written on a piece of A4 paper. Humph, how shameless. Vegeta snorted and stood up. Actually, Super Saiyan is a transformation. An ordinary Super Saiyan will increase your basic combat power by 50 times. Lu Fan smiled. What did you say? 50 times. Vegeta was stunned. That is to say, if your combat power reaches 3 million and you become a Super Saiyan, you can defeat Frieza. Lu Fan said. Don't be ridiculous. 3 million combat power. That's absolutely impossible. Vegeta laughed. The stimulation I received today was really too great. Vegeta laughed in anger. Then I will take you to the future world to enjoy this wonderful scene. Lu Fan said, putting his hand on Vegeta's shoulder. Future? What does that mean? Vegeta was a little confused. I'm Supreme Kai. I can travel to the future, but I can't go back to the past yet. Lu Fan said, then let's go to Namek in about 2 months. Are you kidding me? Namek 2 months in the future. Vegeta was a little confused. Kai. Lu Fan muttered to himself. Vegeta's face was also full of anticipation and disbelief. Can we really go to the future? I read the wrong spell. That's the spell for instant transmission. Lu Fan said. Vegeta. Forget it, the spell is not important, just go for it. Lu Fan added. Vegeta wiped his sweat. Swish. In just a moment, Lu Fan took Vegeta through time and space and appeared on Earth 2 months later. This is Earth. We are now going to Namek via instant transmission. Lu Fan smiled. Swish. Lu Fan cast instant transmission and quickly brought Vegeta to high above Namek. The time when Lu Fan appeared with Vegeta was when Krillin and Gohan of this era had just summoned Shenron Porunga. Shenron Palunga's wish came true. Vegeta discovers the summoned Shenron and asks Krillin to make a wish for immortality. Just as Krillin was about to make a wish, the Great Elder passed away. Vegeta's wish was not fulfilled. At the same time, Frieza was also rushing over from a distance. This is indeed Namek. Vegeta had been to Namek before, and after seeing the land of Namek, he nodded slightly, but how can I be sure that this is Namek 2 months in the future? Just as Vegeta finished speaking, he looked carefully and found a familiar figure in the distance. This figure. Isn't that me? How did I end up with that little bald guy on Earth? Besides that little bald guy, is there also Kakarot's son? And a Namek kid? What combination is this? How come I don't know? And the person across from them, Vegeta couldn't be more familiar with him. It's Frieza. Chapter 121. See? Let's get closer. Lu Fan smiled, flew over there with Vegeta, and appeared above them. Below. Frieza stood on a rock, looking down at Vegeta and the others. You did a great job. You shattered my dream of immortality. Frieza snorted, there's no reaction from the Jinya force anymore. Were they killed by you? I don't know how you did it, but I'm surprised. And at the most critical moment, the Dragon Ball turned into stone. Vegeta felt regretful, which made me even more heartbroken. What? Jinya force? Vegeta was shocked. Did I kill the Jinya force members in this era? That's roughly the understanding. Lu Fan nodded. Bang! Frieza fell from the sky and landed opposite where Vegeta and the others were. I will never forgive you, I will tear you into pieces. Frieza roared. You're finally here, Frieza. Vegeta snorted coldly, come over and give it a try. Do you think I'm so easy to bully? You're totally wrong. No. Vegeta in the sky was slightly startled, why would I, in this era, go over and challenge Frieza? I chose a parallel time and space. You can understand that I do not exist in this time and space, so what you see is you without me. Lu Fan explained. Vegeta turned his head and glanced at Lu Fan. Don't you exist in this era? But it seems that the fighting power of me below has improved a lot. Boom. Suddenly, extremely powerful energy burst out from Frieza's body. After sensing Frieza's powerful energy, Vegeta's expression changed again and again. Lu Fan is right. It seems that Frieza's combat power is really over 500,000. This is just his first form. I underestimated the enemy. This, is it so scary? Klin was trembling with fear. What should we do? Son Gohan was also frightened and his face turned pale. There's no way we can defeat him. Krillin wanted to cry. What a terrible monster we have provoked. Of course. Do 3 little ants think they can defeat dinosaurs? Frieza smiled contemptuously. Yes, we can. If we join forces with the 3 of them, we can definitely defeat you. Vegeta suddenly said. Vegeta, who was with Lu Fan, was stunned. In this era, am I actually going to join forces with these guys? Ha ha ha, what did I think you were going to say? Frieza laughed. Even the famous Frieza can't sense it. The fighting power of these people is constantly increasing, especially this little guy, his potential is huge. Vegeta smiled, and I'm becoming the Super Saiyan you fear. Frieza was startled and his face changed slightly. But then Frieza just smiled and said calmly, what a boast, Super Saiyan, you are just an idiot who makes me angry. Call out. Frieza said, whizzing off in the direction of Vegeta. Frieza punched Vegeta. Bang! Vegeta was quick to grab Frieza's wrist. Frieza's eyes widened, a look of shock on his face. Then, Frieza quickly attacked with his other hand. Bang! Vegeta grabbed Frieza's other hand. The energy of both of them increased rapidly. The numbers on the detector worn on Frieza's eyes were also constantly jumping upwards. Bang! Frisia's detector exploded on the spot. The two of them quickly separated and kept a distance from each other. Huff, huff, huff. Vegeta was breathing heavily. Frisia, however, looked calmer. It's really good. It doesn't look like he's just bragging. Frisia commented. Not bad, for me in this era. I have raised my combat capability to this level. Vegeta in the sky was very proud. Transform, Frisia, now let me see your true face. Vegeta suddenly said. Oh? You know it very clearly. How did you know? Frisia was slightly stunned. That guy Sabo told me. Vegeta said. In this parallel universe, was it Sabo who told me that Frisia could transform? Vegeta in the sky was stunned. That's right. Lu Fan nodded. Transform. Krillin was stunned. Well, since you want to die, I'll let you open your eyes. Frisia grinned. Transform? What does that mean, Vegeta? Krillin asked. Some aliens will change their appearance when necessary, probably to disguise themselves and reduce unnecessary energy consumption. Vegeta explained simply. I'm not like what you said. I just have too much energy and I'm afraid I can't control it well, so I'm like this now. Frisia smiled, in other words, my current state consumes the least energy. Stop bluffing, you can't change at all. Vegeta snorted. Really? Then I'll show you my transformation. Frisia smiled. When I attacked planet Vegeta where the Scions lived, I fought against the king and won easily without even transforming. Vegeta, your father is such a coward. Bah! That's nothing, I already had fighting abilities that surpassed the king when I was very young. Vegeta snorted. Was Scion's planet destroyed by this guy? Krillin was stunned. What? Planet Vegeta? Vegeta in the sky was stunned. You don't know yet. Lu Fan said, the destruction of planet Vegeta was not caused by a meteorite impact, but by Frisia. What did you say? Frisia destroyed planet Vegeta? What did he want to do? Vegeta was stunned. On the one hand, we received orders from above, and on the other hand, we are worried about the birth of Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God. Lu Fan smiled. An order from above? Who gave the order? Vegeta looked up at Lu Fan with a face full of question marks. Gods of Destruction Beerus Lu Fan. It's that guy. Vegeta was surprised. I remember now. That guy must be seeking revenge. Back then, he asked my father to find the most comfortable pillow in the universe for him, but my father used that pillow himself and gave the second best pillow to Beerus. Beerus was resentful because of this, so he wanted to destroy our planet Vegeta. Chapter 122. Even if your father gave him the best pillow, he would still find a way to destroy planet Vegeta. Lu Fan smiled. What do you mean? Vegeta was a little confused. I'll tell you later. Now just watch their fight carefully. Lu Fan said. Bang! The armor on Frisia's body suddenly exploded, revealing his strong muscles. Humph, what kind of transformation is that? You just shattered the protective suit on your body. Vegeta snorted. Ah! Frisia let out strange cries, and his energy increased rapidly. At the same time, Frisia's body is also changing shape. Suddenly, Frisia's body became tall and powerful. What? Vegeta was stunned. This guy really transformed. I'm dead this time. Son Gohan was shaking with fear. It's just a nightmare. Krillin was heartbroken. Vegeta in the sky also had an expression that kept changing. This guy has really transformed. I feel that his combat power has at least increased to over 1 million. It seems that everything Lu Fan said is correct. I have too much energy in my body. Are you satisfied with this change? Frisia chuckled. Hehe, it's worth mentioning that my combat power has now reached at least 1 million. What? Vegeta was horrified. Boom! Frisia raised his large hand upward. There was a huge explosion at the scene. Damn it, who can be his opponent if this goes on? These people will all be killed. Including myself in this era. Vegeta in the sky looked pale. Call out! Just after Vegeta finished speaking, Frisia quickly attacked and used the sharp horns on his head to directly pierce Krillin's body. Is that little bald guy going to be beaten to death? Vegeta in the sky said in a deep voice. Frisia shook his head. Klin fell headfirst into the lake in the distance and fell silent on the spot. Uncle Krillin. Son Gohan was shocked and hurriedly flew towards the direction where Krillin was. Swish! Frieza moved and quickly appeared right in front of Son Gohan, blocking his path. You want to help him? It's useless. He'll die soon, you'd better take care of yourself. Frieza smiled softly. Get out of here! Son Gohan yelled. Frieza was slightly stunned. I told you to get out of here! Son Gohan yelled. Bang! Then, Son Gohan kicked Frieza in the face. The next moment, Son Gohan threw another uppercut, hitting Frieza's chin. Da-da-da! Son Gohan launched a fierce attack on Frieza. Bang! Son Gohan kicked Frieza away. Magic Flash! Son Gohan roared, releasing a powerful energy. The energy hit Frieza's body immediately. Boom! A huge explosion occurred at Frieza's location. He 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 he. Son Gohan had no intention of giving up and continued to throw energy over. Frieza was blown to pieces. Vegeta in the sky was completely stunned. I was thinking before. I am no match for Lu Fan, nor for Kakarot. I can only bully Kakarot's son, this half-blood scion. But now it seems I was wrong. I can't even bully this guy now. This kid is simply a genius. Do you know your shortcomings now? Lu Fan said with a smile. Vegeta stopped talking. Because Vegeta suddenly noticed that Frieza stood up from the ground again. Son Gohan's expression also turned grim. You're really not a simple guy, you hit me so hard. Frieza said coldly, but you picked the wrong opponent, I will pay you back double the pain I just suffered. Frieza said, slowly appearing directly in front of Son Gohan. Son Gohan was completely frightened and stood there motionless. Bang! Frieza slapped him, knocking Son Gohan out of the air immediately. Son Gohan hit the ground, wincing in pain. Humph, this is just the beginning, the best is yet to come. Frieza snorted. Hey! Vegeta suddenly released a powerful ball of energy and hit Frieza's back. Boom! A huge explosion occurred at Frieza's location. Vegeta in the sky. You actually launched a sneak attack on me in the future. But it's okay this way. If you attack him suddenly when he's not prepared, you might be able to kill him. Ha ha ha, you deserve it. Vegeta of this era was also laughing wildly. As they laughed, the smiles of both Vegeta gradually froze. The smoke cleared, revealing Frieza's intact body. Don't worry, Vegeta, it will be your turn after you deal with that kid. Frieza smiled back. Vegeta felt unwell. Frieza fell from the sky and landed next to Son Gohan. So? How do you want me to deal with you? Frieza looked at Son Gohan with a smile. Hey! Son Gohan kicked hard. Frieza easily dodged Son Gohan's attack. He 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 he. Son Gohan punched again. Bang! Frieza dodged lightly, grabbed Son Gohan's hair, and pushed him up with his knee. Son Gohan cried out in pain. Bang! Frieza kicked Son Gohan again, causing him to tumble several times on the ground. Bang! Son Gohan gritted his teeth, endured the pain in his body, and soared into the sky. Swish! Frieza also quickly chased after him and kicked Son Gohan down from the air with a hook. Son Gohan landed on the ground, struggled to stand up, and looked up at the sky. Gone! Son Gohan exclaimed. Behind you! Frieza's voice sounded behind Son Gohan. Bang! Frieza was not going to be polite and punched Son Gohan in the back of the head. Son Gohan was knocked to the ground again. Then, Frieza stomped his big foot on Son Gohan's head, crushing it hard. Son Gohan howled in pain, as if his skull had been dislocated. Vegeta of this era was even more trembling with fear. Vegeta in the sky also looked pale. This guy Frieza is just horrible. Now you understand how big the gap is between you and Frieza. Lu Fan smiled. Vegeta said nothing. How about it, Vegeta? Do you want to come over and help? This kid is about to be killed by me. Frieza looked at Vegeta of this era with a smile. Chapter 123. Vegeta of this era would have been terrified. Okay, let me end this kid's life now. Frieza sneered, with a murderous look on his face. Call out. Just when Frieza was about to destroy Son Gohan, Heu and Jean came whistling from a distance. Frieza seemed to sense the danger behind him and quickly flew up. Swish! The air slash directly cut off Frisia's long tail. Frisia gasped in pain. Then, Frisia turned his head and saw the bald Krillin appearing in the distance. The two Vegeta were also stunned. Wasn't this guy killed by Frisia? How did he come back to life? Frisia also felt a little confused. He almost died just now. How did you survive? Chi Yuan slash. Krillin continuously released Chi Yuan slash with his hands. These energy elements whizzed towards Frisia's direction. Frisia dodged desperately and avoided the key slash attack. Lolala. Krillin made a few faces at Frisia. Frisia was furious and quickly chased in the direction of Krillin. Krillin gritted his teeth and fled at full speed. But Frisia was faster and soon caught up with Krillin, blocking Krillin's way. I don't know how you recovered. You actually dared to cut off my tail. Frisia said coldly, this time I will tear you into pieces and make it impossible for you to recover. Solar flare. Krillin put his hands beside his cheeks, and a dazzling light appeared. Frisia was caught off guard and was hit on the spot, and his eyes were dazzled so much that he couldn't open them. Vegeta in the sky. I am familiar with this trick. That cockroach guy used it on me before. Where's that cockroach guy? Why didn't he come over? Vegeta asked. He is injured and is receiving treatment. Lu Fan said. Vegeta said nothing more. Vegeta looked down and saw Dende, a Namek man, healing Gohan. Soon, after being treated by Dende, Son Gohan stood up from the ground. I finally understand how that bald guy recovered? That Namek guy actually knows healing skills. Vegeta suddenly realized. Swish! After Son Gohan recovered, he immediately flashed and appeared right in front of Frisia. Vegeta was stunned again. The fighting power of this hybrid increased too quickly. This recovery has raised his combat effectiveness to a very high level. This kid's fighting ability should be not much different from Frisia's. However, when Vegeta thought about Frisia's combat power of 120 million, he felt a little uneasy. That's a combat power of 120 million. It's just terrible. And this is only the second level of Frisia's transformation. He still has 2 levels of transformation that are not being used. However, just as Son Gohan was about to launch an attack. Swish! The figures at the scene flashed, and Piccolo came quickly from a distance. Isn't this guy the Namek? I killed him on Earth. Has he been resurrected? Vegeta was stunned. Yes, he was resurrected. The Dragon Ball here resurrected him. Lu Fan nodded. Hey, are these Earthlings here to revive them? Vegeta finally understood, and then smiled softly, but why is this Namek guy here? With his fighting power, he is simply seeking death. Lu Fan did not answer this question. Uncle Piccolo! Son Gohan exclaimed, great, we were waiting for your Uncle Piccolo. Is this guy Frisia? He really has a very powerful aura. Piccolo snorted and said calmly. Who did I think it was? Damn it, it turns out that the one who was resurrected by the Dragon Ball was this useless trash. Vegeta of this era also smiled contemptuously. Your words were rude. I'll make note of them. After I kill Frisia, I'll settle the score with you. Piccolo said calmly. Kill Frisia before you kill me. Vegeta chuckled. I didn't expect the Namek people to be so good at telling jokes. I'll take care of this scumbag. Piccolo said, I'll deal with him alone, you don't have to interfere. As he spoke, Piccolo appeared in front of Frisia and looked at him calmly. No, he doesn't understand how powerful Frisia is. Krillin shook his head. Humph, he'll learn his lesson soon. Vegeta snorted. Uncle Piccolo isn't that kind of person, he must have other plans. Son Gohan guessed. You idiot! Frisia sneered. Hey! Piccolo quickly attacked, punching Frisia in the face. Frisia flew backwards. Swish! Piccolo followed and punched Frisia again. Frisia dodged quickly and kicked Piccolo out of the air. Piccolo quickly adjusted his body in the air, bent his knees and pushed off the ground, then soared into the sky. Bang! Piccolo's head hit Frisia's chin directly. Frisia grimaced in pain and whipped Piccolo with his broken tail. Then, Frisia waved his hand and a powerful energy bomb attacked Piccolo below. Bang! Piccolo slapped it hard, sending the energy bomb high into the air. The energy bomb bounced back and headed straight for Frisia. Frisia! Block it back! Frisia stretched out his big hand, trying to hit the energy bullet back. Boom! Piccolo waved his hand, releasing a ball of powerful energy, which directly swallowed Frisia in the sky. Frisia was shocked and quickly protected his head. When the smoke cleared, Frisia was already covered in smoke. Both Vegeta were completely dumbfounded. What is going on? Have I killed this guy? Is he now capable of fighting Frisia? I clearly felt that his fighting ability far exceeded mine. Frisia was even more shocked and angry. I was beaten into this state by a Namek guy. It's amazing that he can compete with Frisia. Krillin wiped his sweat. No, not only that. Vegeta of this era was stunned, he even had the upper hand for a while. That's great, Uncle Piccolo. That's awesome. Son Gohan exclaimed. Swish. Frisia slowly appeared opposite Piccolo. Then, Frisia raised the corners of his mouth slightly, revealing a ferocious smile. Piccolo was slightly startled. Bang! Frisia quickly attacked and hit Piccolo directly in the face with an elbow. Chapter 124. Bang! Frisia delivered another series of punches, knocking Piccolo to the ground. The next moment, Frisia stomped forward fiercely. Piccolo also reacted very quickly and soared into the sky immediately. However, Frisia was faster and quickly turned into a flame to catch up. Bang! Frisia knocked Piccolo out of the air. Boom! Piccolo plunged headfirst into the ground below, which raised layers of dust. Frisia smiled contemptuously. I can't believe, he hasn't really used his kung fu yet. Krillin's face was covered in cold sweat. Bang! Frisia landed gently near where Piccolo was, folded his arms and looked at him with a smile. Piccolo gritted his teeth and got up from the ground. He, I'm sorry for making you suffer a little bit just now. Frisia smiled, you are more powerful than I thought. Now I understand your strength. This. Is this guy's second form so powerful? Vegeta was terrified. I once fantasized about fighting this monster. Now that you know the gap, you should practice hard and make up for it little by little. Lu Fan said with a smile. Vegeta said nothing. This gap is not a little bit. Pooh. Piccolo spat out a mouthful of blood and took off his cloak and hood. Bang! The clothes made a metallic impact sound when they fell to the ground. Frisia was slightly stunned, his eyes widened, and his face showed shock. Piccolo shook his neck and body, looked at Frisia with a smile, and said, I don't have the strength to show either. What did you say? You said you didn't show your true strength. Frisia was stunned. Namek people are really good at bragging. You'll soon understand. Piccolo snorted. Has Piccolo been fighting in such heavy clothes all the time? Klin was surprised. I will show you the anger of the Namek people. Piccolo shouted. Hey, do you think my strength has reached its limit? Frisia laughed, perhaps you don't know that I can transform yet. If you knew, you would be afraid of me like Vegeta and the others. What transformation? Piccolo was stunned. Okay, then I will fill you with despair. Frisia smiled and held up 2 fingers. Every time I, Frisia, transform, my energy will be greatly increased, and there are 2 more transformations of this kind. Do you understand what I mean? Piccolo was stunned. Vegeta's eyes widened and his whole body was shaking. Although Vegeta has already learned from Lu Fan that Frisia can also transform. But when Frisia said it himself, Vegeta still felt desperate. Watch carefully, you should feel lucky, this is the first time you've seen me transform twice. Frisia laughed. Piccolo's expression turned serious. Ah! Frisia let out strange cries and his body changed rapidly. Suddenly, sharp barbs appeared on Frisia's back. Frisia's expression became more ferocious. Soon, Frisia turned into an alien-like monster. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Let's continue the second round of battle. Frisia said with a smile. Piccolo's face immediately turned even greener. This guy is a monster. Vegeta in the sky was also shaking with fear. Sure enough, the combat power of this monster has at least increased to around 2 million. My current combat power is only over 20,000. I feel like he could kill me with just a fart. Vegeta felt unwell. Klin and the other 3 were also trembling with fear. If you take off your heavy equipment and travel light, you will be able to go faster, right? Frisia looked at Piccolo with a smile, you are quite confident in your speed, how about letting me see it for myself? Call out! Frisia said, whizzing off in the direction of Piccolo. Piccolo didn't hesitate at all. He immediately took off into the air and turned into a stream of light, rushing towards the sky. Frisia chased closely and soon got closer and closer to Piccolo. A hole. Even though my energy is not as good as yours, my speed is definitely faster than yours. Piccolo bared his teeth, I will never let you catch up. Piccolo was talking to himself when he suddenly braked in mid-air. Because, Frisia had already run ahead of him without knowing when. Here I am. We meet again. Frisia smiled. Piccolo was so scared that he was shaking all over and sweating. Hey! Frisia poked his finger into the air. Bang! There was immediately a hole on Piccolo's leg, a bloody hole. Piccolo let out a scream. Hey! Frisia swung his hand forward again, and another invisible energy flew away directly past Piccolo's face. There was a bloody mark on Piccolo's face. Piccolo's eyes widened, and fear was written in his pupils. This guy is so fast. He. Frisia kept attacking, the energy from his fingers hitting Piccolo like a machine gun. Piccolo was immediately surrounded by a hornet's nest. What an amazing speed, this monster. Vegeta in the sky clenched his fists tightly. Although Vegeta in the sky was not fighting, the feeling he had was more uncomfortable than fighting. Such a battle made Vegeta feel endless despair. The combat power is 2 million. When will I catch up with this guy? Stop it! Son Gohan flew towards Piccolo. You idiot, come back quickly! Krillin exclaimed. Krillin said, and he also wanted to chase after him to help immediately. Bang! Vegeta however grabbed Krillin's wrist. What are you doing? Let me go! Krillin turned around and looked at Vegeta. It's useless for you to go. Vegeta shouted at Krillin, did you hear me? Beat me half to death right now. As long as I can struggle back from the brink of death again, I will definitely become a Super Saiyan. Hey! Krillin was stunned. Hurry up! There's no time. Vegeta urged. Wow! Son Gohan came quickly from a distance and kicked Frisia. Frisia dodged hastily. Son Gohan arced through the air and appeared directly above Frisia. Die! Magic flash of all energy. Son Gohan looked down and sprayed out a huge ball of energy from his hand. A huge amount of energy covered Frisia's body at that moment. Chapter 125. Frisia's pupils shrank sharply and his expression changed again and again. Then, Frisia used his body to block the attack of Magic Flash. At the moment when it was about to land, Frisia suddenly raised his hands upwards, and Magic Flash was bounced high into the sky by Frisia. Magic Flash hit Son Gohan. Son Gohan's face turned extremely ugly with fear. Call out! Piccolo waved his hand and released an energy bomb, knocking the Magic Flash off its direction. Son Gohan thus escaped the disaster. Phew. Thank you Uncle Piccolo. Son Gohan was still in shock and quickly thanked Piccolo. This kid's energy has greatly increased again. Vegeta, who was with Lu Fan, gritted his teeth, this guy is worthy of being a Saiyan, even though he is just a half-blood. Yeah, you're right. Lu Fan nodded. How can we win like this? Frisia is just playing. Vegeta bared his teeth. Just wait and see, Frisia will get his comeuppance. Lu Fan grinned. Are you going to take care of him yourself? Vegeta asked. No, I'm not going to do anything. I'll add some spice to him at the right time. Lu Fan smiled even brighter. Vegeta looked confused. Additional points? What would you like to add to it? At this time, Frisia also silently looked at Son Gohan in the sky. How come this kid's fighting ability suddenly increased so much? After coming back to life, he seemed like a different person. That's right. It's a Saiyan. Frisia suddenly realized, but whose child is this guy? He doesn't look like Vegeta's child, he looks a bit like Raditz' son. I can't let the Saiyan increase anymore, I have to kill all of them. Although I don't believe in the legend of the Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, I always feel that the atmosphere is a little off, and Vegeta's kid is getting stronger and stronger. Hey, do you understand? As long as we Saiyans are resurrected, we can continuously improve our combat effectiveness. Vegeta grabbed Krillin by the collar and shouted at him, hurry up and beat me half to death. Suicide is not very effective, so I have to rely on you. How could I beat you half to death with my strength? Krillin asked. Don't worry, I will reduce my fighting ability to a minimum. I have that Namek kid, he can heal me in a flash. Vegeta said with a smile. Even though you're annoying, I still can't do anything to you. Krillin said, besides, Goku is about to wake up, so let's wait until he comes. Kakarot is a low-class warrior. He will never amount to anything. Vegeta snorted. Everyone present, before you die, I want to show you an even more terrifying energy, and make you feel endless despair. Frieza laughed, you guessed it right, I want to show you my final transformation, which is also my true form. Piccolo and the others all looked pale. Krillin even imagined what kind of monster this guy would be when he turned into his final form. Hurry up, it's too late. Vegeta shouted. Wow! Krillin swung his hand forward, and a huge ki blast directly penetrated Vegeta's body. Vegeta smiled. I will become a Super Saiyan soon. This idiot, will this method work? Vegeta, who was with Lu Fan, gritted his teeth and shouted. It doesn't work. Lu Fan said. Vegeta. There was a brief silence. Even if it doesn't work, his fighting ability will be greatly improved. Vegeta asked. It can probably be increased to around 2.5 million, which is quite remarkable. Lu Fan said with a smile. 2.5 million combat power? Frieza's final transformation's basic combat power is 3 million, right? Vegeta's face changed again and again. That was a game Frieza played with you guys, so his combat power is only 3 million. In fact, if a little bit of combat power is released, it will exceed tens of millions. Lu Fan said. Vegeta felt heartbroken. I still won't speak. An extremely powerful aura also erupted from Frieza's body. At the same time, Frieza was silently paying attention to the people present. Frieza wondered how they recovered. Why is it that every time we beat them half to death, they come back to life? I don't understand. Kid, heal me quickly. Otherwise I'm going to die. Vegeta covered his pierced body, feeling that his vitality was gradually dissipating and he might die at any time. But this Namek kid refused to treat me. I won't treat you. You killed many of my compatriots. I won't treat someone like you. Dende shouted. You brat. You can't defeat Frieza if you don't heal me. Vegeta said. Disgusting. Dende yelled. Hurry up, I'm losing my mind. Vegeta said weakly. I'll go help that person. Dende took off and flew towards the direction where Piccolo was. Vegeta. Vegeta felt like 1,000 alpacas were running through his mind. Vegeta in the sky also wanted to beat the Namek child to death. Damn it! I'm not going to die like this. Vegeta in the sky suddenly realized that something was wrong. This is so FG. It would be such a tragedy if he died like this. Snap! Sure enough, Vegeta in the sky saw himself in this era falling to the ground, his whole body twitching and blood spurting out of his mouth. I'm almost dying. Dende has already appeared next to Piccolo. Can you really heal my injury? Piccolo asked. Yes, I can. Dende nodded, and the healing flame in his hand bloomed and quickly covered Piccolo's body. Piccolo recovered quickly from his injury. Frieza also saw this scene clearly. So that's how it is. I finally know what's going on. Piccolo stood up and looked at Dende opposite him with a surprised look on his face. Dende, you are amazing. Most Namek people can only provide simple treatment, but you can heal our injuries and restore energy immediately. Piccolo exclaimed. Dende said nothing. You are the future of Namek. Piccolo smiled, if we all survive. Dende was silent. Dende, I understand that you don't want to treat Vegeta, but we can't do without him. Krillin hurriedly stepped forward to persuade him. He's just like Frieza. Killed many innocent Namek people. Dende shouted. Give him treatment. Now we are not afraid of Vegeta, but we can't beat Frieza. Piccolo said to Dende. Vegeta in the sky. This damned Namek man. Now he is no longer afraid of me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.